Welcome to Nimmin Live, the #1 place on the internet to learn about YouTube, network with other content creators, and have an awesome time doing it. My name is Nick, and today we are answering your YouTube questions. But if you are watching this on the replay, I do want to let you know that we put timestamps down into the video description so that you can quickly jump to whatever part of the stream that you want to check out, so you can see all the questions that we asked or that we answered and those sorts of things. So you can jump to wherever it is that you want in the stream to get the information that you need. However, if you want to just sit back, listen, and learn a whole bunch of stuff about YouTube and have a good time, then just sit back and listen to it in its entirety. So with that out of the way, when I say that we are answering your YouTube questions, I mean myself and my brother from the same mother, D.
How was your week, everybody? I hope you had an awesome week. Hope you hit those milestones. Do we have any YouTube news today? Anything of interest?
We do have some YouTube news. In terms of being of interest or not, you know, that's a whole other conversation, I guess, for another day.
Debatable.
But we definitely do have some YouTube news that we can share. So the very first thing for the early birds here getting the news is that the shopping affiliate program has been lowered to 500 subscribers as long as you're in the partner program. So basically it's the starter version of the YouTube partner program, which is cool. In addition to that, in order to see if you have qualified for that, then obviously you have to be in the partner program. But you can go into your account, into your YouTube studio, and then you can hit the Earn tab and then select Shopping in order to see what's available there. So one of the really cool things about this is it allows you to mention things in your videos, and when you mention those things in your videos, then you can have a display that shows up on your video or your YouTube short where people can click through and they can make a purchase and you can earn a commission from that. So because of that, they've just made it easier for content creators in those lower, just getting started channels to make some extra money, which is always a win. So And Kathy Fitz says that she saw that, and she saw that it's still around 3,000 hours. So with that, yeah, so you have to get into the actual partner program first in order for that. So you have to meet the qualifications for that. But the qualifications used to be higher for the shopping affiliate by itself. But in addition to that, there is a Who Can Comment feature that is rolling out that can be assigned per video so that you can limit comments to subscribers, and you can control how long they needed to be subscribed for before you allow them to comment on your channel. Now, for this one, for video content, I don't really see the reason for this. It doesn't seem like a good, useful feature. I'm sure there's use cases for it, but nothing's really standing out in terms of why somebody would want to limit people commenting on their videos to just subscribers. It's just a weird thing considering that they show your videos to, anybody that might be interested in them.
I have a conspiracy.
Yeah, let's hear it.
That sometimes YouTube just needs to keep their people busy.
Yeah,
like,
it's a good chance.
Just come up with something and we'll implement it.
Yeah. It
could be a name change. You could redesign something that nobody's really going to be interested in.
Yep.
You could put a cap on something just to get people talking. That's my conspiracy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Just trying to keep people
I think
busy.
it's definitely a possibility for sure.
Yeah.
And in addition to that, you can, if you are wanting to do that in your videos, when they implemented this feature, they didn't make it to where you can just assign it to all of your videos. Instead, you have to go into the Videos tab, and once you're on the Videos tab, then you can use the bulk feature up at the very top of the Videos tab where you select any of the videos, and then it opens up that bulk feature, and then you can add this feature that way if you wanted to do it to a bunch of videos. So K&J Lumber says it encourages people to subscribe. I would say in theory, but in terms of people actually being motivated to subscribe there, it makes more sense in a live stream than it does in a video. Like I would just leave the video, or I would just watch the video and leave and just wouldn't engage if that was the thing.
If you have to manipulate me to get me to subscribe to the channel, you've already lost.
Right.
And you've just completely lost the plot. So if that's the developer's mind, like, hey, we can try to manipulate people into subscribing to channels.
Right.
That's YouTube's lost the plot once again, if that's the case. So that could be their angle. That could be their approach. Maybe it will increase subscribers, which will make creators happy. But yeah, I would never I would never say, well, I'm being limited here, so I'm going to go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and then not get the notifications that go out anyway for
Right,
it.
right.
So that's just weird, man.
Yeah, so Jen Sully says that it would be great for live streams. Yeah, they already have those types of features for live streams where you can make it already to where only subscribers can comment.
Yeah.
You can also switch to members mode as well, directly in your live streams if you want to. So they have those features built into lives already, which is cool. But when it comes to video content, yeah, it just doesn't make a ton of sense. But yeah, maybe some people will fall for it. We'll see.
For it,
Yeah.
right? It's almost like, what do you mean fall for it?
Right. Stanley says 100% yes. The first thing I do when I hear wait for it, move along. Same goes to my the attempt to trick me into a subscription. 100%. Hey, Amy, hope you're doing great. Shark Scrapper, what's up, dude? Hope that you are doing awesome. Nice to see you in here. Larry, what's going on? Hope you're doing great. Brian, hope that you are doing great, man. Hope that you are recovering well. And Tan going in the kitchen, what's going on? Hope that you are doing great also. Hope everybody's doing awesome. So in addition to those things that we talked about, Brand Connect is also now YouTube creator partnerships. And as a part of this, YouTube is putting an emphasis on how they are fine-tuning this feature to help you get more brand deals, which is a win, right? Anything that they can do to help content creators make more money, I think, is definitely a win. So I think that particular feature is fantastic. Now, in addition to that, just so you know, I know that there are some people here that are using the Creator Dashboard Chrome extension that we made for YouTube content creators. And with that extension, we did push an update this week. And the cool thing with that, I'll just give you a quick demo of it so you can see what those features are here really quick. And then we will get into the YouTube questions. But if this is your first time here and you don't know how any of this stuff works yet, I do want to let you know, in terms of this live stream, I do want to let you know the process here is all you have to do is put your question into the comment that is pinned at the bottom of the chat right now, or top, depending on your view. And then it'll go into the form that we pull the questions from, and then we will get them answered on the stream today. So super easy, doesn't cost you any money, anything like that. If you have a question about anything, you need feedback on your thumbnails, anything like that, just go ahead and put it in the form, and we will get you taken care of here during the stream today. Build and Fix with Mooney, what's going on? Hope that you are doing great. So let's see here. So let me go ahead and get
Did you ever get any deals
up.
out of Brand Connect?
No.
No. Has anyone in the chat ever had a deal from Brand Connect? I'm curious.
Okay.
Hey, Sick Shop, how you doing?
So right here for the Creator Dashboard extension. So with this, basically, right up here at the very top of the screen, we have added where you can add, and this was Dee's idea, where you can add these little color markers to help you categorize your links right up here at the very top. That's one of the new features that are in here. In addition to that, if you're somebody that uses it for the content pipeline over here in this section, then previously you were forced to have the dates on there so that you had the countdown timer. But if you just want to use this also as a place just to store the video ideas without the pressure of those dates being on there, then in this case, you can turn those dates off by going into this little settings icon here, clicking that, and then turning the show due dates right there off. And when it comes to the links and putting the colors up here, you click into the settings for this, you go to the active link section, and then right over here to the right side of every link, you can click this and you can select your color for it. You can even put in custom hex codes if you want to, and you can choose if you want to display a dot or a dash based on your preferences on the design itself. In addition to that, another update for this is now there is also a screenshot feature on YouTube. So let's say that we go into my buddy Patty Doyle's video here, and I think this is, let's say he had instructions on the screen for something. Then I can come right down here, and let me kind of skip to another part in the video that might show it a little better. There we go. And you can see this little white Creator Dashboard logo here. If we click on this, then it takes a screenshot of the video frame. And the use case for this is, let's say that you uploaded your video and you ended up deleting your file or something like that. And because of that, you're like, hey, I'm going to just take a screenshot of my video. Currently, in order to do that, you have to grab a screenshot tool and you have to go and drag everything around and then crop out or, have Photoshop remove the little play bar at the bottom and all that stuff. And it's a pain. With this, you just hit that button and then you are good to go. But anyway, that particular thing is called Creator Dashboard. If you're not using it, I will go ahead and put a link to it in the chat as well, just in case you want to go and check that out. So now we will go ahead and get into the questions here. Let me hit play on this too, and we're going to see how this whole thing works out.
Fingers crossed.
Yep, here we go. And I also just put a link there to where if you have any questions, you can go ahead and drop them into the chat right there as well. So here we go. So for the very first question that we have today, this one is from K-Skis. They just want a question answered. They upload when they have time, been on YouTube for 1 year or more. The goal of the channel is to make money. And the question is, what are your tips or advice for being more talkative on camera as someone who's more quiet in real life? Just practice, right? Just practice letting the thoughts, flow from your brain, and just do that while you are on camera. Like, one of the things that can be helpful for people is to practice what it is that you say on camera when you are alone. So for example, just speaking out loud when you're alone about the type of things that you talk about in your videos or your streams. And then by doing that, you are getting used to just speaking out loud like a crazy person in a room all by yourself.
There was a time in history when you would see people outside walking around talking to themselves, and you would say, it's a crazy person out talking to themselves. Yeah. Now you have to entertain the possibility that perhaps they are a content creator practicing what they're going to say in a video.
Right.
I'm guilty of that myself.
Yeah.
We were over here in Asia. He drives a car now. I drive a scooter, like a little moped. You've probably seen all the Asian videos. And I drive around and I just practice. I practice speaking. I practice hooks. I practice how I'm going to start videos, how I'm going to end videos. I just say things out loud to think about how I'm going to articulate certain things.
Yeah, people probably think you're a lunatic.
They look
like,
at me.
Hey, there's that foreigner that's always talking to himself.
Yeah. And I speak full volume too. I'll pull up at a light, and I'll just kind of look over at the person next to me, and I'll say, "Today I'm going to talk about CapCut," and they usually just take off. Yeah.
Oh, love it. Absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So just practicing talking out loud. Like, if you're somebody that is more quiet in real life, then you can just practice talking out loud. But another thing too is,
I really do that, by the way.
Keep in mind when it comes to all this stuff, it is good to, like, if you're somebody that doesn't normally, talk a lot in real life and things like that, then in that case, you can, if you're live streaming, playing games, that kind of stuff, which is, what you're doing, then in that case, you can be a little bit more quiet and just focus on, the game. But the whole thing is, when you do talk and you just keep people informed with what's going on, that can, just kind of help keep people interested and all of that. So in your case, since you're playing games, like, one of the things you can do is just articulate what it is that you're going through, right? So for example, if you're playing a game and let's say you're getting ready to, try to attack somebody that's in, this place or whatever, then you can be like, oh yeah, I think I saw somebody in there. Okay, now I'm going to, sneak up on them over here. I'm going to, get this. And basically, as you're going through the process of doing whatever it is that you're doing in the game, just talk it out. So then you're doing it and then you're explaining it along the way. And then that can help you also be able to just have something to talk about as you are going through the game.
This is a cheat code that, we use it as well. When you're live and you don't want to have those moments of long moments of awkward silence during a live stream. Right? Yep. You want to reduce those as much as possible, especially when you're having some sort of live stream like this where people are talking. If you're going to do something like you just said, talk to it. All you have to do is just say what you're doing. Yeah. So if he were, let's say he was going to pull up a channel right now, and he was going to pull up a channel, grab one of their thumbnails, and redesign one of the thumbnails. He could literally say, and he might say, all right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open up Photoshop, and I'll say I have Photoshop open. I'm going to go to the channel. I'm going to use this. I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to grab one of their thumbnails. He's just talking through what he's doing. Yeah. And bonus points if he can show it on the screen while he's doing it. But if not, he's keeping the conversation going just by telling people what he's doing step by step. Stupid little hack, but it works.
Yep. Yeah, and if anybody else has any tips for that, because that's our perspective. If you have any tips at all for that, definitely let us know, because anything that anybody shares will be helpful, I'm sure.
Learn Spanish World says yes. That's one thing I thought about Nick, where I always thought he was a babbling idiot.
Yeah, I am.
So, there you go.
I am. Yep. Absolutely.
They didn't say that.
So, hey, what's up, Jerry? What's going on, man? Hope you're doing great. K&J Lumber, what's going on? Hope you are doing great also.
Yeah.
So, next up on the list here, we have...
That's right, Eric. Only 272 days left until Christmas.
Yep.
Stay vigilant.
Counting down.
That's right.
Yep. That's on top of it.
Yeah.
Yep. It's on top of it. So build and fix with Mooney is the next question here. He uploads 1 time per week or more, does DIY woodworking content. The goal of the channel is to teach others. And the question is, after 3.5 years on the tube, and the one thing that I'm just now learning, and I'm not being facetious, you almost have to ignore the data coming in on new videos and just leave it alone. But no, YouTube makes all kinds of suggestions with real-time analytics when really YouTube should say leave it alone for 3 weeks. But no, it's really frustrating when the data changes so fast. The next thing you know, you are better off leaving the video title and thumbnail alone. More of a rant, thoughts. So when it comes to that, you can absolutely get information about a video like right out of the gate, but it is important to think about, okay, right now, YouTube's showing this to the people that are likely to be the most interested in it. And, when that's happening, then depending on the content, if it should be a hit, then in that case, there might be something wrong with the video and you might need to make a change to it. It's best if you have the experience to say, okay, I've been doing this for a while. I know what works for my audience and I know this type of thing typically works. And because of that, I'm going to publish this video and I'm just going to roll with it. Because I'm looking at this video long term and maybe it's not necessarily an exact fit for those initial people that YouTube's going to show it to, and I know that, so because of that, I'm just going to commit to this thumbnail, and then as we get through, and maybe we get into more casual viewers, stuff like that, maybe they'll respond to it. You can take that type of approach, but you can absolutely identify problems when you publish a video if people aren't responding to it well.
Some people don't look at data at all.
Yeah, some people don't pay much attention at all. They just focus on making good content.
Yeah,
good content, adding value, and then just their intuition and understanding of how things work. Yeah.
Yep.
Now, with that said, though, I've seen some really popular creators, and I'm not going to name drop anybody, but some really popular creators be like, oh, yeah, I don't look at stats at all. I'm an artist, blah, blah. And then you catch an interview with them, and they're talking about their stats.
Yeah.
Right? So there's that whole thing going on, too. Shannon Vlogs. Oh, my gosh. What is going on? Holy cow.
Wow.
Whoa. Hope that you're doing fantastic. Nice to see you in here. It's been quite some time.
Yeah.
Hope that you are doing great. Nice to see you. Yep.
Hope you're doing well.
Mm-hmm. And by the way,
she's always lots of fun at events.
Yeah, she is. She's awesome.
Yeah.
So just as a heads up, if this is your first time here, if you have a question about anything it is that you're doing on YouTube, you can put your question into the form that is at the bottom of the chat right now, or possibly the top. I might just be in a test group here. I'm not sure because they moved it. And in addition to that, if you are watching this from somewhere that is not YouTube, you can go to nickniman.com/ask, and it will redirect you to that same exact form. Learn Spanish World says, I'd never say something like that. Nick rocks. Thanks to him, I hit 200,000. Love the support there, man. Thank you so much for that and for putting D in his place. I appreciate it.
Oh, hey, how's it going? She's like, oh, my God. I think she's laughing at possibly Shannon being fun at events. She is. She's a lot of fun to hang out
she's
with.
cool.
So there's always like the late night crew. There's it's always Shannon's always one
the
of them.
night owls.
It's the night owls. I'm always up late. Leron is always up late. Shannon's always up late. There's like a group of night owls always there. She's always one of them.
So next up on the list here we have Violeton Tarot, and there's a bar there and then it says Jennifer Black Psychic Medium. And then the content upload cadence is daily. They do tarot card reading. The goal of the channel is to connect with others who like what they like. And they say that the question is, I run a tarot channel and recently decided to stop doing a mix of pick-a-cards, live streams, and different reading styles and go all in on all signs readings. I know niching down is generally good advice, but I'm curious about the transition period. How long does it realistically take for a channel to stabilize after a shift like this? And are there signs that I should watch for to know it's working rather than waiting out? Yeah, when you notice returning viewers coming back to the videos on that topic, that's a good sign that you are heading in the right direction for those topics. In terms of how long it takes, it depends on how good the videos do. So, for example, if people aren't responding well to that new content at all, then it can take a while. But if you put out, a couple good videos and they do really well on your channel, then in that case, that will start building those audiences for you, and then it can make that whole transition period, easier for you. But I would definitely give it time, right? Like when you're trying to completely change the direction of a channel, you know what? Before I finish this thought, let me actually look at your channel and see just kind of how far along you are. Because like if you have a bunch of content that's driving the channel and all that stuff, then in that case, it can take longer. But if you if the channel's relatively new, you don't have, a lot of, people interacting yet, things like that, then in that case, you can turn it around relatively. Okay, you got 1,000 videos and 6,000 subscribers. So yeah. So in your case, if you have videos that are continually bringing traffic into your channel, and you can see that by going into your analytics and looking, if you just scroll down the page, down at the very bottom on the first page of your analytics, you're going to see all the videos that are bringing viewers into your channel over whatever date range you select. And that's what you want to look at for the videos that are bringing people in. And the idea is that as you start publishing videos that perform better and you start seeing more and more of them pop up in that area, then you know that you're heading in the right direction as well. But yeah, you have a lot of videos on here. And I'm sure, some of them are shorts, but basically just make sure that you stay extremely focused here for a while on the channel because it can take some time.
Thanks, Chris. Coming in with a super chat.
Yep.
Coffee on me.
Hey, so D, this is working. So I'm noticing right now, I just saw one go in. So this is working.
Okay.
Without it being on that tab and with the tab, the chat being completely popped out also.
Okay.
So that's good. Yep. So next up on the list here, we have Eric Waite. What's going on, man? Hope you're doing great. So next up, we've got Found Far Away. What do you think this channel's about, D?
Found Far Away. It could be a travel channel, which is my first guess is a travel channel. Second thing would be they are a reselling channel where they focus.
Reselling. Interesting.
Yeah, but I'm going to lean towards travel.
Okay.
Found Far Away.
Now, if it is a reselling channel, I'm going to be like, oh, okay, I wonder if I misled him off of that one because I'm like, oh, really?
It could be
reselling
either.
channel.
I mean, that's a cool channel name. So, they could be reselling items that they get from overseas, whatever.
It's a travel vlog.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or they could be bootlegging stuff in from China and selling it on the black market.
Yeah.
They could be doing that.
The travel
Bootlegs.
vlog. Eric Stanley says that his money's on metal detecting, and then he says it's a band, so he changed up there. Okay. So yeah, so we have travel
It's a
vlog.
band.
So anybody that thought, oh, it's probably a travel vlog channel, you're the winner.
It is travel.
Yeah, it's travel vlog. Yeah.
There you go.
So the goal is to
Good
be a
name,
full-time
love it.
content creator, and the question is, I submitted a review from you last month, and your advice you gave me on thumbnails and titles really helped, and we hit our highest revenue and view month ever. Just want to go ahead and just give you a fist bump on that one.
There you go.
Says, my question is, when and if I should consider making a second channel? It would be more raw, unfiltered stuff that I think doesn't suit our current channel, even though the second channel would be in the same niche. So when it comes to creating new channels, it can be a great move because it gives you the opportunity to, reach people that are into different types of things. And even if it's in the same niche, just the format itself could, be something that people are like, oh, yeah, I love this version of it instead of this version or whatever. However, there's some downsides too. Those downsides are, how much time do you have? Do you have enough time? I see you got 10,000 subscribers on the channel. So how much time do you have? Do you have the amount of time that would be needed to, because you're publishing, a lot of videos too. Like you published yesterday, you published 4 days ago, 8 days ago, 12 days ago. So you're publishing a lot too. So because of that, do you have the bandwidth to do it and to do it at a level that's not going to distract from the content that you're currently putting out? If the answer is yes, then in that case, absolutely, because then you're just giving yourself more opportunity. But if you're like, I don't know, we're kind of at the limit with our, with everything else that we're doing, plus our YouTube channels and all that stuff, like it's hard to keep up with what it is that we're doing now. In that case, then you might want to, just be mindful about that. In the chat right now, for everybody that's here, does anybody here, how many people here have second channels? And if you answer yes, do you recommend having a second channel or not, just out of curiosity? But in their case, though, they've got 10,000 subscribers. They're already in motion here. They're getting, tens of thousands of views on a lot of their videos. Like they're doing okay. So, because of that, I think that, they know how to make content. They know how to get attention. So now the next step is, just multiplying that opportunity if they have time. So Gregor says no second channel. No second wife or channel. I love it. What's going on, dude? Says, I do have 4 other channels now. Nice. Love it. Love it. Yeah, and Kathy Fitz has 4. Says, do not make a bunch. Oh, 5 is Scale Train Station. Okay, says don't make a bunch. Yeah, so there's, there's definitely people in here with multiple channels. And, when it comes to that, Yeah. So some people are like, yeah, don't do it. Other people are like, yeah, absolutely. So yeah. So I think it really just comes down to your bandwidth in terms of, do you have the time to do that at a at a pace that you're going to be able to sustain for a long period of time? Because we actually just had the conversation in Tuber School yesterday, actually, during our monthly accountability checkup, and one of the mentions during that call was about about doing more, essentially. And one of the things that I mentioned there is it can be really easy as a content creator to think that you have to do all of these things because all of these things are available. And, for example, if you're a long form creator and you're like, well, I have to do shorts because, there's a lot of subscribers that can come in from shorts. It's another place I can reach people, blah, blah, blah. And I'm also going to do a podcast, and I'm also going to do this group, and then I'm also going to do this, and I'm also going to start publishing these other platforms. And then next thing you know, you're just constantly in this thing. And that can be perfectly fine if you have the bandwidth for it. But if you don't have the bandwidth for it and you're just pushing it and pushing it and pushing it, then in that case, it can become, problematic's probably not the right word that I'm looking for, but it can be something that can absolutely.
Tom Nash has arrived.
It can be something that can absolutely be stressful, right? Because then you have all these additional things that you're keeping up on, and it can cause burnout. But if you have the bandwidth, then you have the ability to multiply your opportunities. And also, I'm not sure with your approach, because you guys are getting views on your videos, 10,000 subscribers. It looks like you're in the Philippines, so you might have help with some of this too. So it does give you that opportunity to also, hire people, things like that, in order to help support those things that you don't like to do around the channel, or that take up a lot of time, so that you can just focus on making content and then have other people edit and stuff like that. So there's ways to do it without question. So It's Cardinal is the next channel here. What's going on, Tom? Nice to see you in here. Tom Nash in the house.
Hey, Tom. Good to see you.
So let's see here. He does bi-weekly, this channel here, not Tom. So It's Cardinal does bi-weekly content. They've been on YouTube for 1 year or more. Geology Dude, what's up? They have a gaming channel. The goal of the channel is to be a full-time content creator. And the question is, I've recently niched down my content to FNAF and Minecraft. What is FNAF, I wonder? Whereas before, I was making content on all sorts of gaming genres and topics, even film content,
Fortnite?
which I limited to shorts for now. And I was wondering how I could retrain this algorithm without affecting my channel. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to say is, when it comes to retraining YouTube's system, don't think about it through the lens necessarily of I'm trying to retrain YouTube's algorithm. Think of it through the lens of I'm trying to connect with a different type of person. How do I do that in the most efficient way? Because if you can focus on that, hey, nice. Tom said he's going to hit 600K this week. Nice, dude. Love it. Congratulations on that.
That's awesome, man.
Yep, love it. But when it comes to retraining YouTube's system, don't think of it that way. Think of it instead of I'm trying to connect with these different types of people, and if I'm trying to connect with these different types of people, then how can I do that in the best possible way, and focus on that. And then as you start connecting with more and more of those people that are interested in those things, then YouTube system will respond, right? So basically look at their system like a mirror. So if you're trying to make that connection and people are responding to it, YouTube system says, hey, these types of people are responding to it. Let's see if there's other people on the platform that will also respond in this way, and then they'll test your content against them. So that's the move there. In addition to that, you mentioned that you moved your film content over to shorts for now. So one thing that I do recommend is, if you are going to be doing like Minecraft content, and if FNAF is also a game, which I'm assuming that it is, then in that case, I would, without question, make sure that you're just putting like that type of content in your channel. I would not put the film content on your channel. Have a different channel for that, if you're going to do that. If you're trying to, get the most out of YouTube as fast as possible. If you are seeing this video because we are having technical difficulties, which means right now while you're watching this, we are frantically running around behind the scenes trying to get everything either turned back on or trying to get something connected or trying to fix whatever seems to have happened that did cause us to lose signal or cause the tech to go down or whatever the situation happened to be. So please be patient. We'll see you in just a few minutes. Thank you for your patience. If you are seeing this video because we are having technical difficulties.
Check, check, 1, 2. I'm B to the G, it's easy to see what you need, it's attention from me, I'll give you the shout, get back on the grind and you'll be down for the count, trying to breathe, your favorite is me, now you hit with the diss, all of that hair hanging there like a chick, man give me a break, you're standing too close to the camera like Nick, here's the claim that you say, Filmora is hate, call me a thief for the titles you hate, I taught you to rank, you seem to forget it, I hit it and quit it, and you try to walk in my wake, I'm tossing you weight, giving you shine, giving you clout by doing this with my time, and what I'm about, I am your guide, you come to my console but now you're denied, you wanna throw shade. It's too late, I already got it made. You wanna bring hate. Hit the road, hater, cause I'm not phased.
If you're messing with G, you're messing with me. The name is nickname and I'll bend in a knee. Disturbing the peace, I'll come back into battle and murder a beat. I heard you eat worms like a bird, like a tree. Just like these words of defeat. I think Beanie should draw you and make you a T. They're waiting on me, who's waiting on you? If it wasn't for Johnson, you wouldn't have views or a clue. You wouldn't know what to do. The only extremes I see is your food. This is just weak, yes I mean to be rude. Change of your scene, technique, everything about you in the future you seek. It's bleak, I don't mean to allude to the fact that you racked up a debt with the best in this feud. You just got wrecked by the crew.
You wanna throw shade. It's too late, I already got it made.
Okay, so here we go. Can you hear us now? Can you hear us now? Houston, do we have audio? Houston, do we have audio?
We should have audio now. That was really weird.
Yep, are we good?
StreamYard had a little glitch.
Yep.
So StreamYard has
right.
StreamYard has a whole new look now. They have they redid like their little icon duck, everything.
All right, we're back, D.
So there was like a little
we're back, baby.
Glitch. There we go.
Yes, we are back.
Here we
What
go.
I'm talking about right there.
We're so
yeah.
back.
Woo, we are so back.
So
Yep. All right. So let's keep on.
Did I ever tell you the story? So Romina's in here in the chat. Did I ever tell you the story? I was in Havana, Cuba years ago, and I'm in a restaurant in Havana, Cuba.
Okay.
And I look over to this little machine. I think it was a scale. And there's a picture of her.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's a picture of her on this scale. It's like an old school scale. Where you kind of like put money into it and it like spits out some little thing. And she's got like this autograph thing. I don't know. Maybe she's a star in Cuba. I don't know.
Interesting.
That was just like the craziest thing. Yeah.
Derailed.
Autographed.
Nice.
Yeah, awesome.
Nice.
Yeah. All right.
So let's hear. So basically, yeah. So just as a quick, because we lost the audio, so I'm not exactly sure where that happened at. So because of that, I'm just going to say one thing that's just important to make sure that you know about this channel where you're mixing the Minecraft content with film content is just make sure that when you are publishing your videos that everything on the channel is all for the same type of viewer. Because if you're publishing film content, you're going to attract people that are into film content. If you're publishing Minecraft content, you're going to attract people that are into Minecraft content. And when you do that sort of thing, it dilutes the channel. Because then if people are really into what it is that you're doing, then what's going to happen is YouTube's going to try to show both of those to both of those type of viewers when they detect that they're really enjoying your channel. And when that happens, then you're going to end up having people not respond to both of them, and that can work against you. So because of that, just be really careful with that approach because, you know, it can really slow things down for you when it comes to growing your channel. But one of the things that you said is you switched to this niche in October, and you posted a Minecraft video in November. And to me, it's your best edited video. And you even paid somebody to make me a thumbnail to stand out, but the algorithm barely showed it on the homepage. About 43.5% of people who clicked on my video from suggested videos, and 6.6% were from browse features, which to me ruined the video's chance of success. So yeah, so you're looking at it backwards. So YouTube doesn't promote videos and say, hey, everybody, you should check out this video. Instead, YouTube shows your videos to groups of people that are the most likely to enjoy it at that moment in time. And then based on how those people respond to the video, then it starts collecting the data from those viewers and says, okay, these types of people seem to be liking it. These types of people aren't really enjoying it. So let's start showing it to more of the people that are interacting with YouTube in a way that's similar to the people that are enjoying this content. And then they just rinse and repeat that process over and over again. And as that whole thing takes place, you're getting into, wider and wider groups of people, and it's harder and harder to keep, lots and lots of people highly engaged in content. And because of that, as you start getting your videos in front of more and more people, then it pushes down all the metrics. It makes it harder and harder to keep the whole momentum of the videos going and all that stuff. So because of that, don't look at it like YouTube isn't necessarily promoting my videos on the homepage. Look at it in reverse and say, people weren't responding to this on the homepage, therefore YouTube started prioritizing content that people are responding to on the homepage instead of mine, right? And then on yours, people responded to it okay in suggested videos. That's why you did better in suggested videos. It was just connected to good videos that, people were like, oh yeah, let me check this out too. And that's what causes that type of difference. So yeah, so the first thing that I recommend is just get clear on who it is that you're targeting with your content, and make sure that if you're doing shorts, if you're doing live streams, if you are doing regular long form content, that everything is targeted towards that type of viewer. Next up, and by the way, if you are just joining us, welcome to Niven Live. If it's your first time here, we do have a form. Hey, Eileen, what's going on? We do have a form down in the description where you can get your questions into that. If you have a question about YouTube, if you want feedback on your thumbnails, feedback on your titles, that sort of thing, you can add that to the form that's down in the description, and we will get it pulled up on the stream here today.
Hey, Charlie.
Geology Dude says, if Nick and Brian wear Barbie-themed pink during the interlude message, then we truly know something is amiss. Yeah, right? Okay, so next up, we have Aaron Gaming Nation, Aaron Gaming Station, Aaron Gaming Station. What?
What's that clip from Keel? What is it, Peel?
Key and Peele?
Key and Peele. The teacher comes in and he's mispronouncing all the names.
Oh yeah. I've seen that, but yeah.
Aaron.
Yeah.
Aaron.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, and it is Aaron actually. Yeah, but they put Aaron up there. Yeah, so that's their. That was their joke. Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
So they upload when they have time. They do gaming content. The goal of the channel is to have fun. And the question is, what can I do to get more viewers to watch, not for the game, but to watch for me? My channel isn't really growing much, and I want to know what I can do. Okay, so there's two things to think about here. Is the very first is you need bait to bring people in to get people to know you. So you use the games that you're playing, the type of content that you make, whatever it is, the topics of your videos to bring people in. From there, you try to connect with the people, give them good content, give them a good experience, and hopefully through that process, people will start to like you. Now, as you continue to go through that, there's also things that you can do where it helps in terms of people connecting with your content. So for example, if you start sharing your opinions about things in your videos, then that lets people be able to identify like, yeah, this person is not for me, or hey, this is my type of person, right? So like one of the cool things about like this live stream, for example, is when we get feedback on these streams, like one of the things that people really enjoy on these streams is when he derails stuff. Because they just like that part of the conversation. They like that, we get to share all these different perspectives on stuff and all that.
Some people hate it.
Yeah, and some people, it bothers them to where they're like, yeah, I wish you'd just stay focused on the YouTube stuff. So as a part of that, that we get to express ourselves in the way that we want to, and then through that, and not just keeping everything, focused on, YouTube, then we get to share our opinions with people, share these other side of ourselves that people can be like, oh yeah, we like these people or we don't. And you can do that sort of thing in your content as a way to, connect with others and give people a reason to want to watch you in addition to or in place of other people who make similar content to you. But there's a book that breaks all this down in a really cool way. It's called Primal Video. There's actually two that I recommend. One is called Primal Video. It's an older book, but basically they break down like the 7 principles of branding. And some of those are, and you see YouTubers, with the names, like we have the Niminati, right? The same thing there. But there's having, your line in the sand in terms of the things you stand for, those types of things, having a clear leader, like all that stuff. But these are all, things that work on YouTube, just like they work for companies. The other book is social media focused, and that one is from Pat Flynn, and that one's called Superfans. I recommend that you either read or you listen to both of those books, and it'll give you more insights into how to do what it is that you're trying to do. Hey Ed, what's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. Mac Movement says, okay, off the ledge for now. Your channel isn't just stories, it's worlds plus vibes plus concepts, so nature videos actually fit, as AI is never wrong. Not sure what that is. Maybe you guys are talking about something else. Okay, so next up on the list here. But yeah, another thing too, just since you are a gamer, so if you are trying to get people to like you, man, definitely just let people see your personality. You don't have to put on a show. You don't have to be obnoxious, anything like that. Just let people just see you. Share your ideas about things. When you're playing games, talk about the things you like or don't like, or you have trouble with, or the things that you're really good at, things like that. Maybe things you're working on during the game, that kind of stuff. And, just let people know that you're a person just like everybody else. And, people will connect with you through you sharing those sides of yourself. Moro Gaming is the next channel. They do daily content, but on YouTube for 1 year or more. They have a Roblox gaming channel. The goal is to be a full-time content creator. Hey, Karen. And the question is, what could cause such a boost of views / sub growth in the last 7 days or so compared to what I was doing before, titles, thumbnails, etc., from about 2 weeks ago? So what you want to do is you want to go into your stats and you want to compare how people responded to the videos that are doing well compared to how they responded to the videos that are not doing well. When you do this, this is going to give you insights into the things that you're doing that people enjoy. So if you have it where people are, let's see, all your 90,000 subscribers, nice work on that. Nice. So if you have it where people are, coming into your videos a lot, I don't see a video here that's done. Here, hold on, let me do a thing here real quick. Yeah, so I see some of these recent ones, like you have the trading items you don't have. That one's got 14,000 views. Trading rare items, trading rare items, trading rare items. So yeah, it looks like these trading rare items videos, and I'm not sure.
Live streams, not videos, they said. I don't post videos often.
Okay. Yeah, I see 22 hours ago, 9 days ago, and 3 weeks ago. So yeah, I'm thinking that as long as I'm looking at the right channel here. Moro Gaming, yeah, this is right.
They have a green character.
Yeah, I'm looking at the right channel, and they're publishing videos a decent amount too. They're just streaming a lot more. Yeah, so you probably just hit a topic that people really responded well to when it comes to the live streams, and you have this trading rare items theme going on, which I think is cool. But some of them, just based on timing, things like that, people are going to respond to better than others. And it looks like you will have people responding to something, and then you switch them up a little bit, which is perfectly okay in terms of, your thumbnails and stuff. But they still have the same general theme on them. Yeah, so one thing I would look at is just how people are responding to each of these. So dig into them and look and say, okay, for these live streams that I'm doing, when I start them like this, how do people compare, or how do people respond compared to when I start them like this, right? And then by doing that, that will help you over time get to figure out, one, is it the topics themselves, which I don't think it is because you're doing the same topic over and over, or is it something that you were doing in the stream at that time, or did you have videos that stood out at that time where you published videos, because you are publishing videos, to where you published a video and that video did well, and then that video that did well ends up keeping you in terms of people recently interacting with your channel. And because of that, when you go live, there's just more people there that YouTube's like, hey, these people recently interacted, so let's show the let's show this to them and see if they'll respond to that too.
Frank's is checking in.
Who?
Frank's EC says checking in. Thanks for the coaching.
And Moro Gaming says, is it just random maybe too? No, so everything on YouTube is response based. So, I mean, it could be random in terms of, I just randomly got people to respond to this, this way that I'm doing this. But on the other hand, it's important to look at it through the lens of like YouTube is just a response based system. So if people are responding at a high rate, then YouTube's going to show it to more people, when it's live and on the replay. And because of that, there's things that you could have been doing in those videos. It could just be the topic, right? How you package a topic. It could be the time that you went live. So I don't know if you're going live at the same times and all that stuff, but those are all things to consider. Just look at all the variables for everything that you're doing. And then because you have a lot of content, you can look at all the variables of everything that you're doing and say, okay, when am I going live? What were the topics of them? What thumbnails was I using? And with all of that, is there any consistency on the videos that did well? Same exact thing for the, how you started the videos, where you're at in retention at, 30 seconds, a minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, how long people stuck into each different live stream, and looking into all of those different things, because all of these things accumulate to tell YouTube, if it's a good experience for people or not. Do we have metal for breakfast in the house? What's up, dude? Hope that you are doing great.
Yeah, man. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, man. Hope you're doing awesome. Says, sup, dude? Just started doing live every day. My question is, if you couldn't niche down into one topic / game, how would you go about triggering channel growth if you had to do it? I would still try to find a set of themes that I could publish that would still be a good fit for a certain type of viewer. So, for example, like if I was like, hey, no, like, I'm just going to go ahead and publish video like games and, well, actually I won't say games because that demographic might not be interested in games. So if I was going to do a bunch of different type of content, then I would say, okay, well, I'm at least going to try to align this as much as I possibly can with a certain type of viewer that might be interested in, all of these things, in addition to sharing strong opinions and, those sorts of things that people connect to. That would be the approach that I would take there. And then by doing that, you're at least trying to get things in front of people that they are likely to be interested in, even though you're talking about a mix of content, right? So, for example, so let's say that you wanted to talk about like music history, and since you wanted to talk about music history, you have some other music related things that you're interested in, and you wanted to share those also. You would just try to make sure that those things align in some way with a certain type of viewer. But when you start getting into things like, okay, I want to do gaming content with film content, with putting up this like original music that I made, with, this vlog of me going to this other place, then you really start diluting things because you start working against yourself based on just the formats alone, right? Because they're just wildly different formats that you're giving people. And you're competing with the topics there and the formats of the actual content. So you're really complicating things. So because of that, like one thing that is important to do on YouTube, and you already know this, but one of the important things to do on YouTube is just to think about first, who is it that I'm trying to reach with this? And, one, what is it I'm trying to do? And then two, who is it I'm trying to reach, with this content, and then designing everything for that experience. Because at the end of the day,
I think he's doing like IRL streaming now. If I'm not mistaken.
Interesting.
I think.
Interesting. Yeah, because even with that, so if you're doing IRL streaming, here, let me look at his channel.
Yeah, I think.
Pull him up over here.
Throw hot coffee at me if I'm wrong.
Okay, deal. Deal's great.
Yeah.
Metal.
You can probably just go like his name.
If you're enjoying the show, remember to give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend right now.
Is he streaming? I think
Okay.
so.
So like in your case, right, you have, the most awkward naked encounter ever. I don't know. These might be reactions. I'm not sure what these are. No, it's gaming. Yeah. So TikTok, how to trigger a huge growth spike on TikTok, how to get followers on TikTok, right? Those are 6 years ago, 5 years ago. Oh, you're not even publishing you're not publishing videos. I wonder if you're doing shorts.
Maybe it's another channel.
Yeah, it might be another channel.
He's trying to go the speed,
Okay, he's
Dr.
publishing shorts.
Disrespect angle and push into live streams.
Okay. Yeah. So in that case, you got to show up all the time. Like you have to always be putting out content. If you're going to be taking that angle, you have to always be putting out content. And even when you're doing live streams, right? Because certain types of people are interested in certain things, even when they're watching live streams, be it the conversations, be it the nightlife, be it the people they're hanging out with, be it the, whatever experiences they're having. And because of that, you can still take your IRL streams and your shorts, and you can still target, the experiences that you're sharing, because you're doing a lot of stuff, but the things that you share can still be for a certain type of viewer that's interested in specific things. So, with that, it could be, because I see you're getting into like a spa here, the ice bath. So that group could be people that are into like health and wellness or just self-improvement in some way. And then through that, you're sharing all these experiences that you're having through that, right? If I see one here where you're doing the, I didn't know my refrigerator could do this. If it was challenges and, just interesting information, then in that case, you could base everything that you're doing around that. So then when you're out in the world vlogging, you could make sure that anything that you're sharing, that you have some interesting information behind it, right? Like that type of thing.
Streaming is tough.
It is. It definitely is.
Yeah.
But he's putting out shorts around them too, which is smart.
Yeah.
Hey, also, one more thing that I just want to mention to you, and this is just a safety thing, is right now you have subscribed for the chance to win $1,000 when this channel becomes the number 1 subscribed channel on YouTube. So just be really careful with that language, because YouTube has rules around, and how YouTube is being right now in terms of channels. So, or in terms of their rules. So that could be looked at as incentivized engagement. So I would just be really careful with that too. Because it's like, I love what it looks like, love the little character you have there and all that stuff. But I would just be really careful with that, just so you don't get yourself into some type of issue there. Just a heads up. Oh, let's see here. So next up on the list, we have our big Italian adventure. What is going on?
Good to see you.
Uploads 1 time per week or more. Been on YouTube for 1 year or more. They do travel tip content. The goal of the channel is to make money. And it's all focused on Italy. And they say they're interested in memberships, wondering what the opinion is between Patreon and YouTube memberships, pros and cons. So when it comes to... I'll fix that to protect the channel. Thank you. Yep, my pleasure. My pleasure. Nice to see you, man. Hope you're doing great. Yep. So when it comes to Patreon versus YouTube, the pros of Patreon is that it's off YouTube. Therefore, if anything ever happens to the YouTube channel, your channel gets hacked, or something, you break a rule you didn't know was there, anything like that, and the channel gets taken down, then you have something off platform that you can still put content into. You can still generate revenue there instead of everything from your content efforts going to zero, right? So that's one huge advantage for that. In addition to that, when it comes to Patreon, just the way they have things set up in there, it's really friendly to, adding the additional content, just adding stuff for people to download. So in your case, if you're putting guides in there, stuff like that, you can do those sorts of things. But it's really good in that regard. But I would say the biggest win for Patreon would be the off-platform nature of it. So then that way you're not putting all of your eggs in the YouTube basket. You have some eggs that are, in a different basket. So in the event you had a problem here, that you are good to go, right? So the disadvantage of Patreon is the same thing, and that is that it's off Patreon. And since it's off since it's off YouTube, then you're put in a situation to where it's like, hey David, what's going on, man? Nice seeing you here.
Hey David.
Then you're put in a situation to where because it's off YouTube, if people are not familiar with it, then they might not trust it. And if they don't trust it and they don't know what it is, they're not as familiar with YouTube as you are, then in that case, they might not have ever heard of Patreon before ever. So because of them, you're asking them to go and trust something that they've never even heard of before and put their credit card information in there in order to participate in what it is that you're doing there. So that's a downside, right? So it being off platform, good thing and a bad thing in that regard. When it comes to YouTube memberships, the advantage is that people are already on the platform. So because of that, it's easier for them to see when you publish new content, things like that, which is also a negative when it comes to Patreon. They can get emails about it, but it might not get recommended, or it won't get recommended to them if you're publishing to Patreon. So when it comes to YouTube, they'll show that members content to people. You can post it in your community tab when it's ready, that kind of thing. And in addition to that, people being able to hit the button right here on YouTube, and they're already familiar with Google. They're probably a premium user. They might be a premium user. So YouTube, they're already in the system. So because of that, it's just easier for people there because they don't have to learn something new. They just have to, hit the button and just go through that quick process right here on YouTube.
And they trust YouTube.
Yeah. So the trust is already there when it comes to YouTube. But the downside of YouTube is that it does put it to where you have all of your bags or all of your eggs in YouTube's basket, which is something that, can be problematic if
there's a mistake.
There's an issue of some kind, that you run into.
And the issue isn't even necessarily that you caused the problem. Like YouTube makes mistakes. Oopsies.
Yep.
It happens. And when your channel goes down, your entire account goes with it. Memberships, everything.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a tough decision to make.
Yep. So next up on the list, we have...
Eileen says, I have not watched or listened to content on Patreon in over a year.
Yeah, it's been a long time for me too.
Yeah.
I had some people over there that I was a member, of Patreon over there, but I think like my card expired or something like that, and I was like, I kept getting messages from Patreon. I was like, I'll just turn them off, because I don't ever go over to Patreon.
Yeah.
So it was just more of a, the inconvenience of having to go somewhere else for the content, kind of like what Eileen's suggesting. That's also a negative as well. Ron, what's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. So next up here, we have Suds NYC. Suds NYC has been on YouTube for 1 year or more. They do skincare content. The goal of the channel is to make money. And the question is, my views aren't the issue. Subscriber growth is. Any suggestion? So when it comes to people subscribing to your YouTube channel, people are going to subscribe based on the experience that they're having. So if they're having a good experience and they want to see more, that's where people are like, oh, okay, let me go ahead and subscribe to this because they want to see more, right? So that's step number one, is to make sure the content is good enough to where when somebody's watching it, they're going to be like, oh yeah, this is great. I want more of this, right? So right now, though, I think that you are focused on the wrong thing. I think you're putting the cart before the horse. And that's because if I'm looking at your videos here, even your shorts, like your videos right now, you've got 9 views, 3 views, 5 views. And keep in mind, these are all a year ago. So let's look at the shorts. Let me refresh the page so I can see when you publish these. So yeah, so even on your shorts, how long have you been going here? Yes, you have 80 views, 1,100 views, 213 views, 109 views, 383 views, 72 views. So I think the bigger problem right now, and I know you say that the views aren't the issue, but if you think at scale, then the views become the issue, right? So if you think of it through the lens of, let's say that it takes 100 views on your content in order for somebody to convert into a subscriber. Just 100 random people interacting with your content in order for one person to subscribe. If that's your number, then in that case, right now, you need to get a lot more views in order to get a lot more people subscribing to the YouTube channel, right? So because of that, right now, I would focus on the view count so that you can get to that subscriber level that you're trying to get through by reaching additional people. Because one thing I want to tell you is that you have 90 subscribers. So if you have 90 subscribers, that's 90 people, as long as these are randoms, from YouTube, then there's 90 people that saw enough value in your content that they said, hey, yeah, well, I'm going to subscribe for this. So you've got people that have responded. Now you need to work on getting more views so that you can, get in front of more of those people that are like those 90 people that saw the value in what it is that you're doing. So I would focus on that right now when it comes to your content. And by the way, if you are just joining us, I do want to let you know we are answering YouTube questions. So if you have a question about anything it is that you're doing on YouTube, there's a form that is pinned at I just dropped a link to it right here into the chat where you can click on that, and that will take you directly to the form that we are pulling these questions from.
Are you doing segments today? I know you mentioned that.
Yeah. We're going to here in just a minute.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm looking for a good candidate. Like as we're pulling up channels and stuff, and as questions are coming in, I'm looking for a good candidate to transition us into that.
Gotcha.
So next up, we have the Mangerino Adventure. Mandarino Adventure. They upload every other day, so they're on the grind here. They've been making videos for a year or more. The type of channel is theme park and occasional cruising content. Goal of the channel is connect with others who like what they like. And they say, first, I just want to say thank you. Back in fall of 2025, I asked a question via the forum, and you reviewed my channel during one of your Saturday live streams. I followed a lot of your advice, then my channel has grown to over 1.2 million views and 1.7 thousand subscribers. Nice work on that. Nice. Says it's slow but steady growth, so I really appreciate what you do for new creators. Our pleasure. Thank you. Nice. Says, my question is, recently, I've noticed the same username commenting on my videos with what looks like a YouTube video title, but there are no links and half irrelevant. I searched the title and I can't find any video or channel connected to it. Should I be concerned about this, or could comments like that actually help drive traffic to my channel or hurt? Yeah, it's not going to help or hurt you. If somebody's just leaving comments on your channel and they look like titles, yeah, it's not going to impact you in any way. One thing that I would just be mindful of, though, is make sure that people aren't, trying to, siphon traffic from you or siphon views from you, because people do that, to where they'll go into your comment section and they'll, try to mention their videos like, hey, I just made a video about this too, and, stuff like that. So I would look out for those sorts of things.
That's the hardest way to get people to watch your video. That's a lot of work, man.
It is.
Yeah.
It's easier just to learn how to how to make thumbnails and titles and video, come up with good video ideas. Yeah. Right. But yeah, so because of that, I wouldn't worry about it. I wouldn't worry about that too much. Does anybody else here have comments like that? Like when you're publishing videos, do you have comments that are titles too? Like, I wonder if there's something here that is did somebody get banned here? Hold on. I saw Scale Train Station drop the ban hammer in here. So I wonder if something's going on. But yeah, when things like this happen, sometimes it'll start, with a few channels, and sometimes it's like a full-blown epidemic where people are doing that across, tons of channels. So I'm just curious if anybody else has that happening. All right. So next up, we've got Trying to Learn Bikes. What's up? Hope you are doing great. Trying to Learn Bikes. They upload 1 time per week or more. They do motorcycle maintenance content. The goal of the channel is to teach others. And the question is, I'm still waiting for non-resident tax forms to be issued. Is there a deadline date? Should these forms have been issued already? Check my tax details on AdSense, and it says I'm up to date and good until 2028, so I don't think it's a problem on my end. Do you have any insight to help me out? Thanks in advance for your always excellent advice. Cheers. So when it comes to that, if they have it to where you're fine in there, that's fine for your tax forms. However, if you have, generated income from YouTube, that is taxable income. So because of that, whatever you have generated for your, tax season based on wherever it is that you are, then in that case, you're still going to have to file that on your taxes. Even if the forms and everything inside of YouTube say you're okay, you still have your actual requirements from your government. So because of that, just make sure you are reporting things appropriately there. And by the way, if you are just joining us, we have a form down in the description where you can put your questions, and we'll get them answered on the stream today. So next up, Kathy Fit. What's going on? Hope you're doing awesome. Says the goal is to be a full-time content creator. She does dance and fitness content. The question is, thoughts on publishing specific days and times. I don't have enough data on this, so I don't even know how this applies. Especially because I do dance and fitness videos. I used to upload Thursdays years ago. Now I'm testing Saturday around 9 to 10 a.m. Eastern, but still not enough data. So what you want to think about in situations like this is you want to think about, okay, if I'm going to be publishing these videos and I'm trying to reach these types of people with the content, what's the likelihood that, those people are going to be exercising at 9 or 10 a.m. compared to, 7 a.m., right? Or is it people that do the fitness stuff after work? Or is it, stay-at-home parents? Or, who is it that you're trying to reach? And you try to think that out. And then what you do there is in the first time zone that those people are going to be awake in around that time, then you publish around there. However, keep in mind, when it comes to long-term performance on YouTube, the publish time doesn't really matter. It's great for that initial velocity on the videos. You can get feedback, so you can see, if people respond to it or not. But in terms of the long-term on that video, even if you published it today at midnight, if people start responding to it when YouTube recommends it to them, when they come onto YouTube, then that video can still get legs and do perfectly fine. So because of that, I wouldn't worry about it too much and don't stress out about it, but just try to think about it through the lens of, okay, the people that I'm trying to reach, it's likely that they're probably, if you're doing health and fitness stuff. So if you're doing dance fitness content, then in that case, they're probably going to be using that in the morning, if they're getting ready or not getting ready, but if they do their exercise stuff in the morning or after work. So I would just publish it, around one of those times in the first geographic area that you're trying to hit for your target audience. Brian, how we got here, Genealogy. What's up, man? Hope that you are doing okay. Hope you're doing great, actually, but I hope that you are doing all right. I saw some stuff on Facebook the other day, so hope everything is okay. Says, hey guys, I appreciate all your advice. My channel is slowly, but I have been able to monetize enough to survive. Next level is to strive. That's what I'm talking about right there. Love it, love it, love it, love it. So next up, we have Vlogs with Maya and Jake. They upload 1 time per week or more, but on YouTube for less than 1 month. The type of channel is doing challenges and fun stuff, but they're still working on it. The goal is to be a full-time content creator. And the question is it possible that I can have more views and subscribers? Is it possible? Yeah, without question, it's possible. So, one of the things when it comes to YouTube is when people start YouTube channels, I'm just going to see how far along you are here. Yeah, so you just started 11 days ago. So when people start YouTube channels, one of the things that happen is they publish videos and they might get, 10 views on it. They might get 100 views on it, whatever the thing is. And then it can be really discouraging, especially considering the work that goes into YouTube videos. So because of that, people can be like, oh man, I spent all this time on these videos and just nobody's, responding well to these. And it can be really discouraging and make you feel like you don't have a chance, things like that. But one of the things that I can tell you is that when it comes to YouTube, there's a lot of different things that you have to learn about it. And because of that, most content creators, when you start publishing videos, it happens to all of us. When we first start publishing videos, and we've never done this before, then we put ourselves in a situation to where we have all of these things that we have to learn. And therefore, when we publish a video, we can't expect our videos necessarily to compete with people that have been on YouTube for a year or 5 years or 10 years or, however long it is. So because of that, I just want you to know that yes, absolutely, you can get views and subscribers on your channel. You can take full opportunity or full advantage of this opportunity that we have here on YouTube, even with a vlog channel here on YouTube. Absolutely, you can. Is it going to be easy? No. You're going to have to learn a bunch of skills around it. You're going to have to learn when you're making videos that making videos around like, hey, just follow me around versus I'm trying to create an experience for people because it's other people that I want to watch this content. And because of that, I need to make sure that this is a good experience for them. And because of that, I need to make sure that I'm putting a lot of thought into my edit so I can make sure that I'm only sharing the things that other people, would be likely to enjoy. And you intentionally start making content for other people. You start working on your topics. Like, for example, your title here on this video, and I'm just going to pull you up here for a second. This title on your video is "Here's What I'm Building." Okay. Now, when you have a title that says "Here's what I'm building," this doesn't speak to anybody. Like, there's nothing about a title of "Here's what I'm building" that makes somebody go like, oh, let me make sure that I check this out on this channel that I don't know anything about yet, right? So if you already had a big channel, a bunch of viewers that already knew who you were, stuff like that, then you can have a little bit more flexibility with this type of thing when you put yourself in the thumbnail. However, when you're just getting started, you want to make sure that you're being very clear about this and that you're thinking that if this shows up on YouTube's homepage, then what exactly about this is going to connect with the people that we're trying to reach with this content, or connect with anybody? Like why would a stranger care about this video? Right? And then from there, then you say, okay, so topically, why would a stranger care about this video? Okay, so we got that one covered. Now, in the thumbnail, with what we're doing with the thumbnail of this, how would this tell the viewer that this is about the type of content that they might care about, or about the subject that they might care about that we're kind of building this whole video around, right? And then from there, once they come into the content, how can we start this in a way that when the people that clicked on this thumbnail and title, that as soon as they come into this video, they're going to be like, oh yeah, this is exactly what I'm looking for, right? And then you kind of rinse and repeat that throughout the whole content. I can tell you right now that immediately, I would even go into YouTube's editor, and I would cut off this stuff here at the beginning, right? This like countdown and, all of that. Like, don't even worry about that stuff. Instead, right now, just focus all of your efforts, everything, on trying to learn how to make good content and how to package that content up. And by package it up, I mean your video topic, your video title, and your video thumbnail, right? Like, how can you do those in the, like, how can you learn as much as you can about that? So the way that I recommend that you do it specifically is I recommend that you go and you hop into YouTube search. And when you hop into YouTube search, go and look up every vlog channel that you can find that is doing better than you. So that can be a huge channel. That can be a channel that has 1,000 subscribers. It can be a channel that has 10,000, 50,000, 100,000, whatever. But go and find every vlog channel you can find. And then start looking at their titles, start looking at their thumbnails, start looking at their content, start comparing their content to your content, and start looking at all of this stuff. And by doing that, you're going to start to understand, okay, with vlog content, people seem to respond to these types of things, because I notice on this channel, when people are doing this type of thing, when they're presenting it in this way, people are responding to it. When this channel is doing it in that similar way, people are responding. When this channel is doing it in the way, people are responding, right? And it starts to be able to help you see those types of patterns across channels so that you know what to do. Because one of the awesome things about starting a YouTube channel now in 2026, one of the awesome things about starting a channel now is that there are so many content creators now that have went ahead of you, and they've laid that path. They've laid that groundwork in terms of, hey, we figured this out. We know that we need to do these very specific things in order for our content to perform well on YouTube. And regardless of the niche that you're getting into, like, it's extremely likely that there's other channels that have went before you that it's worked out for. So because of that, you have all of these examples all over YouTube of the right way to do things for your niche. So because of that, if you're getting started on YouTube, one of the best things you can do is go and analyze all of those channels and start looking for similarities between them in terms of how they talk to their viewers, how they start their videos, all the different things they do in the video content, how they're formatting their titles, the different things that they're doing in their thumbnails. Like, all of these things add up to an experience that people respond to consistently on those channels and across other, channels like that. So, or like yours, if you're doing this research for any type of content, not just vlogs. And because of that, it can help you just see a bunch of things that you would overlook for a long period of time if you're not taking that time to study them. And you say you want to make videos like Salish Matter. Yeah, I'm not sure who Salish Matter is. But what you want to do there, if you want to make videos like that, is watch their stuff, which I'm guessing that you already are. You're probably inspired by them to start your channel if you're wanting to make videos like them. So then what you want to do then is go look at their channel and say, okay, here's their thumbnails, here's my thumbnails, right? So how do these compare to each other? If I were to just look at the thumbnails, not the titles, if I'm just looking at my thumbnails compared to their thumbnails, like, what are they doing differently than me? And then let's look at the titles. What are their titles different than me? When their video first starts, what are they doing different than me? How do their videos look compared to how my videos look, right? Like, all of these things are things that you should be analyzing right now. Next on the list. Okay, we did vlogs with Maya and Jake already. Stefan Gaming BE is the next channel. They do daily content, gaming news in Dutch language. That's cool. The goal is to have fun. And they do game news updates in Dutch, and they just started this channel also. They're currently mainly making shorts on this channel to start. I use the shorts to quickly release news. I'm going to try to make a long-form video once a week to get into a little bit more depth. I do game news and updates in Dutch, so many different games. I say no because almost every video... so many different games. I say no because almost every video about a different game makes it more difficult for YouTube to find an audience for my videos. Do you have any tips for tackling this? How important is a description in this case? Could this be a transcript of the video? All tips are welcome. So yeah, so when it comes to news content, then you can just focus everything on it just being gaming news. And then from there, then over time, right, because you mentioned that you just started the channel. I'm just going to take a look at it here really quick. But over time, as people find your content, if they enjoy it, then they are going to be like, oh, hey, this is good stuff. And then they will, start clicking on your long form videos. They'll start stopping on your shorts when they see them, stuff like that. So an example of this is there's a channel that I'm sure a lot of you probably already know about called News Daddy. So I'm not sure if he started on YouTube or TikTok, but he shares news about like what's going on in the world. A lot of it now is shifted into like world, geopolitical stuff. But he also talks about other, random stuff. And because of that, when he pops up in people's feeds, because he's gained that reputation as that person that shares, news about what's happening. When he pops up in the feed, that you're just going to get a straight shot of, whatever is happening, that day. And in your case, you have that same exact opportunity to where you can do that, but you have to go through the process of building that audience up, because right now you've got 14 videos on the YouTube channels and they're shorts. So you're literally just getting started with that. So because of that, I would definitely give it time and make sure that every video that you publish is good, interesting news. You're, sharing, and I'm sure you're doing this already, but you're, just sharing things in a nice, succinct way so that people can start to see it as an actual resource. So if it's somebody that's really into gaming, then in that case, they can be like, oh yeah, this, when your stuff pops up, then they'll know, hey, this is, something that I care about, and they'll know it immediately over time. So with what you're doing, you have to build that audience. But a couple things I can tell you. Because it is news content and news content is something that trends, you're in a really good position to where if you talk about something and there's a, heightened interest around it, then as your channel grows, as YouTube gets more and more clear on who's a good fit for your content, then in that case, you have a real opportunity to have some videos take off and bring in lots of views, lots of subscribers in a very short period of time because of the nature of what it is that you're doing. So keep that in mind. Right, D? So next up, somebody that doesn't have a channel yet, they're getting ready to start the channel. They want to be a full-time content creator, and they say, recently, you made a video of how you record your videos. Have you published a follow-up walking through editing of that video for content creators on YouTube? So I have some older videos on how to edit videos on YouTube. I don't make those types of videos anymore because there's just so many different video editor, software, and there's so many good YouTube channels on how to specifically edit videos. So because of that, I don't show how we edit mine. And, I don't do the editing videos on my channel anymore. But there are some amazing channels on how to edit videos, and they share how to do it with your specific editing software as well, whatever it is that you're using. So I would watch some of those, and I would just hop into YouTube search and look for how to edit YouTube videos in, and then whatever the software is that you're using. And then by doing that, you'll find some creators that, that'll show you how to do it all.
They're looking to learn how to edit.
Yeah, man, these are good. Have you tried this yet?
Yeah.
Man, that's good.
Right? Mm-hmm. It's really good, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah. Way better than Gatorade.
Yeah. Yeah, we were just having a conversation the other day about, because there's all these AI tools
Has
coming
electrolytes.
out. There's all these AI tools coming out. Well, there's AI tools that exist that help people edit. Mm-hmm. And people are using AI now to completely edit their videos. Mm-hmm. We were just having a conversation the other day about where we think the future of video editing is going for the average person. Mm-hmm. Obviously not for, if you're doing documentaries or cinematic stuff, you're going to want to do hands-on. Yeah. We're just wondering, as these AI tools become better at understanding how to edit your videos, 3 years from now, are we going to be editing videos anymore for YouTube?
Right.
Or are we just going to be able to drop it into some AI system and it's just going to go, what style do you want? And I want this style based on this previous video that I have. Yeah. Got you. Chop, 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 chop. Mm-hmm. How's this? Cool. Render it. That's where you think it's headed.
I do.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah. Interesting stuff. We'll see. Hey, Larcia.
Hey, Larisha, what's going on? Hope you're doing great. 5 a.m. Squat Club. What's going on? Hope you're doing great.
Imperial Remnant says
first class with Gling. Yep.
With Gling. Have you used Gling?
I don't, but I know some people that have. Yeah.
Yep. I haven't.
Yeah, I think as a content creator, especially as we move into, we're kind of already there, but as we move into the world of like, trying to just show up as much as possible.
Yeah.
I think anything like that where you can, just get ahead on, like if you're doing all that stuff yourself, like getting ahead on, your edits and stuff like that, using some of those tools to do like rough cuts and stuff like that. Yeah, I think it's a good move. Yeah, Opus Clip does that too with their shorts.
Oh, do
so
they?
yeah, so if you upload if we upload this, or when we upload this live stream into Opus Clip, we can download the shorts directly out of Opus Clip, or you can download the Premiere file. And then if you download the Premiere file, then it lets you make all the adjustments in there, add color to it, like do whatever it is that you want, just like it's a video file. So you can use it as like the final tool that you get everything out of, or you can use it as a lead to where like, okay, it's going to cut everything up, and then I can download it as a Premiere file, and then I can go through and make whatever adjustments that I need. So I think those types of things are really advantageous.
Yeah. Well, how do you guys feel about that in terms of if you have a tool where AI can edit either all or let's say 75% of your video, just for like most of the rough cuts?
Yeah, and PL Remnant says
Would
it
you
saves
use
him
it?
an hour per video easily.
Yeah. I think in terms of output, you're like, hey, I want to make more videos.
Yeah.
And if you have a tool that can help you do that,
Right.
kind of makes sense.
Tons of sense.
I mean, obviously, you're going to have to go over and make sure that it made the right cuts and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But if I had something that consistently could save, cut an hour or two off
Right.
of an edit, I've never used Gling. I just pulled it up here. I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah.
And see what it can do for me.
Moro Gaming says, I like AI, but I hate it at the same time. I think a
100%,
lot of
man.
people are in that boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I hate it because of some of the stuff that it allows other people to do, but I love it because some of the stuff that it allows myself and other people to do.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a double-edged sword there.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love it, and I hate it, and I'm terrified of it,
Yeah.
and I'm in awe of it, and I know it's going to change humanity for the better,
Yeah.
and I know it's going to change humanity for the worse.
Love that hope. Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, I think it's going to
No, it's good. Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
I think it's going to send us in all directions for better and for worse. I just hope that for better wins.
Yeah.
Because we all saw the Terminator,
Right. We did.
Yeah,
most of us anyway.
We
youngins might not have seen that.
We know how the story goes if it goes the wrong way. We grew up knowing how it goes.
Right.
So because of that, that seed is planted. And
Yeah,
good luck,
Frank's
everybody.
Frank's EC says they have yet to try AI edits. So if you are somebody that is like into that and you're like, hey, I just haven't tried it yet. So if you're doing vertical content, then Opus Clip can give you a good lead on that. If you are, if you already have a editing software that you use and you're like, hey, I just want to have something that will take out like the ums and ahs, maybe do some like zoom ins and zoom outs, things like that. If you're doing like talking head type content, then in that case, there's one called, it's Autopod. I think is what it's called.
It is Autopod, yeah.
Yeah, it's Autopod. That's one. And then there's one called Fire something. Ali Abdul has something to do with that
Firecut?
one.
Is it
Firecut. Yeah, I think it's Firecut.
Yeah.
Yeah, so both of those are good places to start just to give it a shot. I'm also seeing some stuff online right now. I haven't tried it myself, but Claude, which is an AI tool like ChatGPT, Claude has something called Co-work, and some people are also using that to edit some of their videos too, to where it's basically doing rough cuts and things like that for them as well. So that's going to be really interesting to see how that goes also.
Yeah, one thing I have seen, and I don't know if they're using AI for it or if they're doing it manually, but I see so many people just doing like, the jump cuts in between, and they're taking out every breath, every space between a word, and it's just like word. I can't stand that.
Really?
No, I can't stand
Yeah,
it.
I like that.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, because it just gets me through it. Yeah. Yeah.
I can't stand
Yeah, I like it.
it. Yeah. You're
Yeah,
gonna age out of that soon.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, thanks for the heads up. Yeah.
Any moment now, you're gonna be like, yeah, I hate that. I can't.
Yeah,
can't
I
have
like
that
it, and I also like the flow of doing like a lot of L and J cuts.
Yeah.
To where like it's all moving so quickly that it almost seems seamless, just because everything is like overlapping each other and all that. And by the time you get to the end of one word, the other word's already starting. Yeah, I love that stuff. That for me, that keeps me
How do
engaged.
we feel about that?
Yep.
Let
So
us know.
Tommy T, what's going on, man? Thank you for the super chat.
chats.
So Saturday mornings are the best. I tune into your live stream. I work on my channel, listen to you guys in the background. It's a perfect 3 hours every. I'll fill in the Saturday part for you every Saturday morning. Thank you, and thank you for the super chat. And really quick, Imperial Remnant, just in case you didn't see the message, Jerry X Dines here says, I would love to link up one day and talk about making content. And Moro Gaming says thoughts on Grok. So when it comes to Grok, I think Grok is okay for some things. Like, for example, I was asking ChatGPT about scraping stuff off of the internet, and it just refused to give me answers. So I was like, okay, well, I know that Grok will probably give me answers. And I went over there and it gave me like a whole bunch of information on, ways to do that. So I think that in that regard, because it doesn't have the guardrails on it.
Write a manifesto.
Right. I think because it doesn't have those guardrails on it, I think it's good, but I also think that can be, bad and done in a wrong way, because I know that there was a period of time where people were using Grok to put people in compromising, situations, in imagery and stuff like that. And I don't think that's cool. Oh, they're still doing it?
They're still doing it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. X is getting sued for doing it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They're still doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, so for all those types of things, yeah, definitely not a huge fan of those. Yeah. Tom Nash, thanks for the super chat, man. Appreciate it,
man.
Thank you. Passing out some of that Palantir money.
Yeah.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Yeah, I need to catch up with Tom's videos and see what he's talking, because the market's been all over the place. So yeah. He's probably like, get it now, once in a lifetime opportunity.
Right.
I bet that's what you should be doing if you're not doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, and Kathy Fit says, which AI tool is best for YouTube research? It depends on what you're doing. And it also depends on your abilities too. Like, when it comes to all of this stuff, there is just asking it questions, and then there's also giving it like real structured prompts that, that tell it how to act and what to look for and, those types of things. So it really depends. So I know Claude has been great for it. Like, one of the things that I've been doing lately is, on my channel and on other channels, is I've been taking like data dumps from analytics and then dropping them into Claude, and then having Claude make these just like really pretty PDFs, to where everything's just like all broken down, and and it just puts it all into the right place to make everything nice and pretty and easy to understand, right? So those types of things I think are really good use cases for AI.
I think they all have pros and cons, and I think they all have pros and cons based on when you use them. Like, in what version?
Tom said that's literally his latest title.
There you go.
I love it.
Right, and it depends on when you're using it and which model you're using. Like, I've had periods of time for weeks on end where ChatGPT is just the best thing I've ever experienced in my life.
And other times we're like, yeah, not ever using this again.
Yeah. And then just on an instant, like somebody just flipped a switch, it doesn't know anything.
Right.
And it's just a complete idiot again. And then Claude will just be nailing it.
Right.
Or Gemini will be nailing it. Yeah, so it's, and I know you're the same way. I have browsers where I have ChatGPT open, I have Claude open, and I have Gemini open.
Yep.
And if I'm trying to figure something out and I'm not happy with what I'm getting, I go through all of them and see which one is going to give me the best output.
Yep.
And when it comes to prompting, she said, Kathy said she's not good at prompting. Nobody's good at prompting when you start. You have to learn, trial and error. There are plenty of channels on YouTube that teach you how to prompt. There's blogs, countless blogs that can teach you how to prompt. Ask it. Go to ChatGPT, go to Gemini and say, help me learn how to prompt you to get what I want.
Yep.
And then tell it what you're trying to do, and look at how it directs you to give it instructions.
Yep. John Connor, where are you at? Yep.
That's right.
Yeah, and another thing too is like with what Dee was talking about.
Sarah Connor just rolling in her grave right now.
I know, right? So one of the things that you can do also when you're trying to like research or just get information or just try to figure out the best result, whatever, is because Google has this cool split view feature where you just click, arrange split view. And then you can make it to where you can have two chat boxes open, and then you can just write a prompt into one, copy it, and then just move it right over to here and just paste it into the other one. And then from there, you can see which one gives you the best, result out of it. And then with that, this could be ChatGPT and Claude, or Claude and Gemini, or ChatGPT and Gemini, or Grok and, Claude, like whatever your combination is. This is just a really efficient way to, be able to take the same prompt and then check the output against both of them in order to, to figure out which one is best for whatever use case that you're using it for. But one thing I can tell you is if you're coding stuff, Claude Opus 4.6 is next level when it comes to coding stuff, and Gemini is pretty good too. Gemini in their AI studio, depending on what you're building, like you can do some really, really cool stuff in there too. But Claude is the GOAT right now.
Which version?
Opus 4.6.
That's the most expensive one too, right?
Yeah. But it's good though. Yeah, Perplexity's good too. But yeah, like Claude. Yeah, it doesn't get any better. Doesn't get any better than that.
And I think you specifically asked about YouTube. So, we could easily go off the rails on this and talk about all the pros and cons for doing various sorts of things.
Yeah.
But for YouTube, I find that I keep going back to ChatGPT with YouTube and sometimes with Claude. I find that Gemini, for my trying to figure out things with Gemini, I find that its advice is just very generic, in my experience. I find that when ChatGPT is not being an idiot, it usually does a better job of understanding what my audience needs. Not every time. Sometimes it's just way off the mark. But when it does land, I think it gives me better output when it's YouTube related, in my experience.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Did you just derail me? Did you run a derail button?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
No.
Somebody just said derail, but that was like totally on topic.
Oh no,
That
it was on topic. Yeah,
That was not derailed in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah. But yeah, like with all this stuff, like you can do some really cool things, like that browser extension I showed you guys earlier, the creator dashboard. Like I used, Claude to help me build all that. My iOS apps that I have, which I got all that stuff linked down in the video description.
That's all Claude, right?
But yeah, like all this stuff is, Claude has helped me do all of this stuff, and it's just incredible. And I'm working on this other thing right now. So if you've noticed, like right now, Renee Ritchie just entered the chat, right? So what just happened is when Renee entered the chat just now.
That's right. There's a two-way.
One of the things that happened on my end is I built a little tool that I can put people's names in there. So some of you, right next to your name, I like your channel name, I'll have your name, right? And then for other people, like I have it set up to where when some people enter the chat, I have a little banner that goes across the top and it says the person just entered the chat. And then I have confetti rain down my chat box on YouTube in order to, just kind of draw my attention. So if I'm looking at D or I'm looking over here, whatever, that activity just pulls my attention to the chat. And it just lets me know when some people come into the chat. So those people are usually the ones that I have the buttons for, so that you'll hear sound effects for those people. But yeah, the using it in those types of ways is really cool. I can also, like, I can hit a button here and I can add notes to different channel names and stuff like that too. So based on
like Ed's a problematic dude, so we have notes in there. Like when Ed comes in, it's just like beware
of Ed. Ed's here.
Yeah,
be careful.
Ed's here for your gold.
But yeah, like, just using it for those types of things, just to help with your own, stuff in whatever ways that, that you find assistive is also, really advantageous. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Renee says D's returned from Starbucks. Tap to hide his play button. Yeah, that's another feature I'm working on right now. Yeah, tap a button and then it goes sends a Tesla robot to go get his play button out of his house.
Come and get me.
Yeah. So next up on the list here, we have, and by the way, if you are just joining us, we're answering YouTube questions. So if you have a question about anything it is that you're doing on YouTube, go ahead and put it into the form, and then we will get it answered here on the stream. And that can be questions about YouTube. If you want feedback on your thumbnails, anything like that, just go ahead and put it in the form, and we will get you taken care of. So next up here, okay, no channel yet, so I think we did this one already. Yeah, we did. Okay. So next we have...
Hold on. Courageous Painting says, what about AI inside of YouTube?
Yeah, you can use that too. Like, you can get some interesting insights there as well. Just asking it different things. The Ask Studio, just asking it different things about your YouTube channel. Just anything. Like anything that you're curious about, just ask it. And then it'll give you some type of answer, for that thing. So yeah, like even that is fantastic.
I'm not a fan, we were talking about this earlier, of the brainstorm area. That's all AI driven.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of that. Mm-hmm. I don't even know what they're doing in there.
So next up, we have Anime Source Central. They upload one time per week or more, been on YouTube for 1 year or more. The type of channel is discussing anime fandom psychology. The goal of the channel is to be a full-time creator. And the question is, can posting too much shorts hurt long-form content if it's on the same channel? So if you are publishing YouTube shorts and you're publishing long-form content, think of it like two totally different experiences that you're giving people. So yes, you can have the rare situation where if you publish both YouTube shorts and a long-form video, that, maybe YouTube will prioritize the short on a homepage instead of the long-form video, something like that. However, you can also have it to where you'll see, 3 shorts from the same creator and then like 2 videos from the same creator too. So it works in the other direction also. So because of that, the answer is I wouldn't worry about that too much, because people that are going into YouTube Shorts, they're in there to consume YouTube Shorts. So because of that, when you're giving them stuff to watch, you're giving yourself the opportunity to show up in front of them. And then when it comes to long form content, a lot of people will think by default, there's just the consensus. We were talking about this yesterday too. The consensus for a lot of people is that, well, YouTube Shorts viewers don't watch long form content. And that's a ridiculous statement. And the reason that it's a ridiculous statement is here, I'll just show you right now. Right. So give me 1 second here to get into this.
What are you actually pulling up?
So everybody inside of your YouTube channel, you have in your audience tab, they show you, if you're one of the people that have seen a YouTube video or something where you're like, hey, this content creator said that Shorts viewers don't watch long form content. I want you to go into your audience tab on YouTube, right? And I want you to do this. So if you go into your analytics, right here, let me turn this on and turn this. Okay, so if you go into your analytics, whoa, it's jumping all over. So if you go into your analytics right here, right? Then you go up to your audience tab, which is right here, and you click on that, and then you scroll down the page, you're gonna see this box over here on the right-hand side, and it says formats your viewers watch on YouTube. So with this right here, you see videos, and you see shorts, and you see live. So with this, even channels that do not have any shorts on their YouTube channel, I've seen a ton of channels that still have either all the way to the bar here of their viewers watching shorts, or they might have it to where this one bar is missing. I've never seen it to where shorts is at 0, or even where shorts is 1 bar, or even where it's at 2 bars. So when it comes to your own content, it's important to make sure that you're thinking about, okay, well, I saw this content creator say that shorts viewers don't watch long form content. So when you hear that type of information, YouTube can, you can explore your own YouTube channel and your stats, and you can see this type of information, right? And you can see to where it's like, okay, well, it looks like, my viewers do watch shorts. So because of that, do I want to make content to meet them where they're at so that I can also provide content to them there? Because what a lot of people do is they look at long form videos, and then they say, okay, well, the goal of my shorts isn't to provide a good experience for them into shorts. Instead, my goal for shorts is to get them to watch my long form content. Well, instead, just think about, okay, if I'm trying to serve this particular type of viewer, then I can serve them here, and I can serve them here, which is funny. If you look at mine right here, you can see that everybody doesn't watch, live streams, but this is still a staple content for me, right? Even though everybody doesn't watch the live streams, but I still do it. So when it comes to, videos and shorts, it's just important to think about, what it is that you're trying to offer, what you're trying to do with your channel, the goals that you have, and if you want to reach people in, whatever format it is that you're trying to do.
Something for everybody.
Yep. Yeah, you got to be really careful when you hear that type of information though, because people will assume a lot based on, just personal biases and stuff. I mean, everybody does it to an extent. So because of that, you just have to be really careful, and you have to say, okay, well, if they're saying that shorts viewers don't watch long form, let me just go look and see if my, shorts viewers, do watch long form as well.
Yep.
All right. So next up, London Walk. What's going on? Happy weekend. Hope you're doing great. So next up on the list here, Beanie Draws in the house. What's up, dude? Hope you are doing great. Just got home from a family birthday. Hope that you are doing fantastic.
Hey, David. Got a super chat from David Matney.
What's up, David? David says,
super chat.
Should we have our shorts on the homepage of our channel? If yes, there's an ideal location on the homepage. Thanks, guys. You can if you want to, but I don't recommend it. And the reason I don't recommend it is because there is a shorts tab. And if you're looking at a YouTube channel page, right, like David here, I'm just going to pull your channel up here. If we're looking at a YouTube channel page, David Matney, give me 1 second here to pull this up.
If you're enjoying the show, remember to give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend right now.
Where's he at?
Okay. So
Tucson? No, where's he at? New Mexico? I always get it wrong.
Oh, he's in Omaha. Yep.
Omaha. I can't believe I forgot that. Omaha.
Yeah. So the people that are going to be coming to your channel page, they're coming here either from a YouTube video because they enjoyed your content, and that video could be, you know, a live stream that was recommended to them. It could be a short. It could be, well, technically the shorts, which I'm going to show you here in a second. But it could be, you know, somebody shared it out somewhere. Maybe they found it on your website, you know, something like that. But they're coming to your channel page, you know, from one of those avenues. But when they're coming here and they're an engaged viewer, like somebody to where they're like, wow, I got a lot of value out of this, you know, this video here. And because of that, I'm going to go and seek out more content on this channel. Some people are just going to hop straight into the videos tab. People that care about shorts will go straight to shorts. But if somebody's scrolling down your channel page, if they click into any one of these videos that we have on your channel page so far as I'm scrolling down, then in that case, you have the opportunity to get the higher ad rates. You have the opportunity to get the, you know, the watch time there. And just for them to, you know, get through a lot more time, you know, on a video, and to provide that type of value, which in your case, because you're using this for leads and all of that, is really important, right? Now, if you were to have shorts right here, right up here at the very top of your channel page, what can happen is, let's say that I'm on this video here, right? I'm like, wow, this video from David was fantastic. And because of that, I want more. And I click here.
That golf course.
Then what's going to happen is I'm going to come here and I'm going to be like, oh yeah, okay, 20 things that I must know before moving to Omaha. Okay, so not interested in that. Let me keep scrolling down. Now, you know, if this was shorts, if you had a short here and it captured my attention, then I'm going to click into that. And then that's going to take me away from all of this, at least for this session. It's going to take me away from all of this, and it's going to send me into that short, right? Where it's going to be harder for you specifically to connect with them from like a lead generation standpoint. And also they can't click on anything there, right? They can scan QR codes and stuff, but they can't click on anything in there. So it makes it, you know, more challenging there as well. And then if you don't have the shorts here, then in that case, you know, what you're featuring them or featuring for them is that longer form content where you might be able to generate that lead. And then if they want shorts, then they can click here and then they can go, you know, find this. But for example, because this is so bold and attention grabbing right here, like if this was on your homepage, it would be really easy people to go like, oh, why would I not want to buy a flip home? And then click into this and just, you know, get lost into that and then end up, you know, somewhere else. And another really interesting thing about how YouTube is structured is if I'm watching this and then I click on your channel name here, then now it takes me to your shorts feed automatically, right? So YouTube already has the workflow built in, or the traffic flow built in, to where if somebody's watching a short and then they click on your channel name there, then it focuses them on shorts instead of taking them to your channel page anyway. So because of that, when you have your long form traffic coming to your channel page, give them more long form videos. And then the people that are wanting the shorts, they can click on this and then they can go and watch shorts from there. And Renee mentions also, he says, go to analytics, traffic sources, and see how many views you actually get from your channel page for each format. It'll help you find whether it makes a difference and if that difference matters. Yeah, 100%, 100%. Yeah, in a lot of cases, it's not going to be anything that moves the needle in any way, shape, or form. But if you're trying to just make sure everything is completely optimized, all that stuff, then those are the types of things that you want to make sure that you are keeping in mind there.
I love how clear David has made it to contact him.
Yeah, it's great.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like right out of the, I mean, that's what he's trying to do, right? He's
Yeah.
trying to sell houses. And right out of the gate, I see his number in 3 different places.
Mm-hmm.
And it's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, really well optimized.
Yep.
And a QR code.
Karen Cole says, where's traffic source? So when it comes to traffic sources on YouTube, if you go into your creator studio, and then once you are in your creator studio, you go into analytics. And then once you're in analytics, at the very top right-hand side of your screen, you are going to see an option called advanced mode. If you click into that, then you go over to the panel that's over on the left-hand side. You're going to see a little box that says content. If you click on content, then it's going to open up a drop down, and then within that drop down you'll see traffic sources. You can do that at the video level, and you can do that at the channel level as well. All right, so next up on the list here, we have Paradox Card Sessions. Paradox Card Sessions, they do daily content, but on YouTube for less than 6 months. They do Pokemon cards. The goal of the channel is connect with others who like what they like. And the question is, I'm struggling with shorts views, getting between 500 and 1,000 views, then stopping. What can I do to get that view count up? So the very first thing is when you're looking at shorts views, make sure that you're looking at shorts views and not or make sure you're looking at engaged views, not just views, because YouTube counts shorts or counts views on shorts as impressions. And
I hate that they did that.
Yeah, me too. And then engaged views is the actual view, which means that they, stayed on that short for whatever amount of time qualifies the viewer for that to be a view. So first look at that and make sure the numbers are hitting where you think that they're hitting. And then from there, what you're seeing is that when YouTube is testing your shorts against people, it's giving it, that many impressions or you're getting that many views. But then as they keep testing it to people, it's not keeping up or competing with the other shorts that they're showing the same people that they're showing your content to. It's not keeping up with them at a rate that's competitive against everything else. And because of that, they are prioritizing, other shorts in place of yours because those other shorts are getting that response. So in order to get the view count up, you have to really dig into your content and really understand your viewers as well and try to make shorts that they respond to at a higher rate. Sometimes it can just be topical, that sort of thing. And there's other things too, like people find shorts in different ways. Like some of my best shorts, they are mostly search traffic. So, people find shorts in different ways. So depending on what it is that you are offering, you might get all the traffic from the short shelf. You might get some from the short shelf and then some from home pages. You might get some from search. So really just trying to understand like topically, what am I trying to do here? Who am I trying to reach with this? And is this, with this type of content, is it primed for shorts, right? Is it going to be a good piece of content for the shorts feed? Or is this something that, might, that I need to really focus on the thumbnail for because this might be something that, YouTube is going to be showing on, home pages or it might come up in search. But really when it comes to getting more views in general, it comes down to the topic and your ability for shorts, your topic and your ability to hold people's attention when they come into the content.
Brent says, American English Brent says, I've stopped doing shorts. Not great for my niche, I don't think. Interesting.
Next up, we have Faithful GLP1 Journey is the name of the channel. And the upload cadence is 1 time per week or more, but on YouTube for less than 6 months. They do lifestyle content. Goal of the channel is connect with others who like what they like. And they say, how do you suggest getting my watch hours? So when it comes to getting watch time on YouTube, all of that comes down to how people enjoy your content. So because of that, you have to, well, there's a few things. It's not just that. Topics matter. So it's going to come down to the topics of your videos. And then once people, click on your video because you're, capturing their attention, all that stuff, pulling them into the actual content and then giving them an experience in the content that's that they're enjoying enough that they will continue watching it for you to be able to collect that watch time. So you've done it already. So you have one video here that has 1.4 thousand views on it from 2 weeks ago. You have another video here that has 819 views from 3 weeks ago, another one a month ago with 1.9 thousand views on it. So you're heading in that direction, right? So what you need to start doing right now is you need to start thinking about, okay, when we're publishing these videos, what seems to be working right now and what doesn't seem to be working right now, and try to lean more into the things that are working. And there's something that I just want to bring to your attention here really quick. So one of the things that you're currently doing is if we look at this video right here, right? This is exploring Babcock State Park, Guide Creek Mill Scenic Walk. Okay,
that's a mouthful.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you have this scenic walk that you're doing over here, and then you chase that up with a vertical piece of content that is a workout with just a date on it, right? So just a heads up, like you got 2.1 thousand views on it, but this audience right here isn't a great fit for this. Then you have another workout video here, same exact thing with the date on it, 53 views on this one. And then this one here is a roller coaster test, right? So I don't know. I guess this is in alignment because this is a weight loss journey. These are workout. What is it that you're offering here? Hold on. GLP-1 journey. What is GLP-1? Glucagon peptide.
Glucose, like peptide.
So is it a weight loss thing?
Let's see.
Sharing journey to GLP and how they changed my health and mindset. Along that, my wife and I are documenting a weight loss journey. Okay. So I think you might be okay here, but when it comes to this, are you documenting the journey, or are you just, showing people, how to like work out? Like, I'm not really sure what the offerings are on this one.
Can I just say something? Can you scroll back up for a second?
Yeah, go ahead.
Like, just at a glance here, if you don't know what GLP-1 means, like, people aren't going to try to figure it out. Like, if this is a weight loss journey channel, I would make sure that is incredibly clear out of the gate.
Travis MCP in the house. What's up, dude? Hope that you're doing awesome.
Travis?
He's MVP in our world. Hope you're doing great.
Will be.
Yep. Hope you're doing. I need a sound effect for Travis when he gets in
right.
here. Yep. I need a sound effect for you, dude. Yeah. Like, let's see here. I'm gonna add this little notify on arrival button here.
That's right.
Yep.
So Kathy says Ozempic is a form of that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard of that before.
GLP-1 pen, I see.
Oh, it's common in the States. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, that's cool. That's cool.
You have to be aware of that.
Yeah, that's cool.
I didn't know.
Yeah. So if this is all about your weight loss journey, then I think you're okay. But at least one thing that I would do is I would be consistent on, the presentation of this stuff. So here, you have them vertical, pick if you're going to, on your main channel, I would pick if you're going to do vertical or horizontal / landscape content, so that you can give people a consistent experience. But as I'm hovering over this, hold on, this one's not auto playing, but this one auto played and this one's vertical too. So yeah, so there's a little bit of weirdness going on there in terms of, what it looks like you're going to get versus what you actually get. So I would experiment, like, do whatever you want, but I would definitely experiment with giving people with landscape thumbnails like this, giving people vertical, content versus landscape. And one thing that I would also look into here is I would go and look in your device types in your YouTube analytics. So if you go into your analytics, it'll show you the device type that people are watching your content on. So it'll show you, is it TV, mobile phones, computers, things like that. I would look to see what people are watching on. If it's mostly mobile, then in that case, I think you're okay, rolling with a vertical format. But if you do find that you're getting TV viewership and computer viewership in addition to the mobile, then in that case, I would make it landscape, because the win when it comes to landscape is that it does work across all formats. So if you're on a mobile device, then, they can see it, at the top of the screen on YouTube, and then they can tilt to go or rotate it to go full screen if they want to. So because of that, it just gives you more flexibility across devices when it comes to the viewing experience. So on TVs, landscape, computers, landscape. So I would definitely, experiment with tilting the phone, but, check in your analytics to see what people are watching on, because you might be fine on the vertical if you're targeting mostly mobile viewers.
Got a super chat from Tango in the kitchen. Says, no YouTube question today. Just say thank you. The question for D, out of curiosity. What year did you visit Cuba?
Look at that.
I've been to Cuba quite a bit.
That's like an orchestrated derail right there.
Yeah. So I appreciate the tag team derail.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. What's going on?
Thank you for the layup.
What's going on, you
that
guys?
I'm happy to derail the stream for a moment. The last time I was in Cuba was a couple years ago. It was, I think, right after when the world started opening back up, and we couldn't come back to Thailand, and we were still in Mexico. We're like, well, Cuba's open. I think we went back to Cuba. But yeah,
You've been there twice, right?
I've been to Cuba like 5 or 6 times.
Oh, I didn't know it's been that much.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
yeah,
in my brain, you've been to Cuba twice.
No.
Okay.
No, we were there just a couple years ago.
Isn't that illegal? Wasn't it illegal?
It used to be.
Oh, okay. So it's not illegal anymore.
No, I think Americans can go to Cuba now.
Oh, okay.
But you used to have to go, like, you used to have to use like a Canadian agent.
Here's some old school stories right here.
Oh, yeah,
This is great.
yeah. You used to have to get a Canadian travel agent to give you, like, I forget, some sort of a visa to Cuba. I forget what it was called. And then you would have to fly to Mexico. And then you would put like a $20 bill in your passport as you go through Mexico. And you said, no stamp, por favor, as you were entering and exiting. So Mexico didn't stamp you as you were leaving Mexico going to Cuba. And then the Cubans knew not to stamp your passport. And then when you come back to Mexico, you put like $20 in there and tell them not to stamp your passport again. It's all digital. Like now, like everything is tracked and everything. But back then, like that was the way.
Nice.
And yeah, and I probably just totally incriminated myself. And
hey, statute of limitations, you're probably
like
good.
Homeland Security is probably bringing the choppers right now.
Yeah, right.
You know, I'll be on a watch list.
Yep.
But yeah, no,
that's interesting. I didn't know. On the having to grease them on the way out so they don't stamp your
the old
passport.
way.
That's great. Yeah.
The old way.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, it sounds great. Yeah.
Nothing
Yeah,
feels
it's good.
better than like bribing immigration officers.
Right. Yeah, that's good.
Like,
Yeah.
Don't stamp this. We're gonna sneak
Yeah,
it.
and they're like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
I got you, man.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, but that was like, man, that was 25 years ago, probably. We used to do that.
Nice.
So yeah. So last time, just a couple years ago, and yeah, I've been going there for 25 years.
I remember you telling me about when you went down there. I don't know which trip it was, but it might have been the first time you went down there. I remember when you came back on one of them, you were talking to me about how because they didn't have access to things, how they were basically MacGyvering. They were just makeshifting like all of these weird car parts and things like that in order to, make things work down there, and how they had a bunch of like really pretty old cars and that kind of thing.
Yeah. Cuban mechanics and just people who MacGyver stuff down there. I don't know what it's like now today. But back 25 years ago, I've never
Like they didn't have an auto zone.
No.
So they're like, they just got to figure it out because they didn't have supplies.
Like a 1957 Chevy, and you open up the engine, and there's like glass jars with garden hoses going around it. Like, it's incredible. It's incredible, absolutely incredible. Yeah, I could have a whole stream on Cuban shenanigans. Back before they had the internet. Good times.
Love it.
Yeah.
All right. So next up on
That's
our
right, Tish, I never did that, but that's what I heard could happen. I heard you could do that.
right. That's great. All right. So next up on our list here, we have. Hold on, let me go over to here. There we go. Okay. So next up we have. Okay, we did the GLP journey. Vlogs with Maya and Jake. They do challenges. Goal of the channel is to make money. Says, how can I make better thumbnails? So I think we just looked at your channel, I believe. But let's see. Okay. So the first thing with your channel right now is I would just get, I would get clear on what you guys are going to be offering, right? So I would do that first. And then when it comes to making thumbnails and really just video topics, right? Here you have like ideas to blow up, right? So if you have a video about ideas to blow up, like you have ideas for my channel. So this suggests, or it makes me feel like you're asking people for ideas for your YouTube channel. As the content creator, you need to take the initiative on that and think about the viewers that you're trying to reach and connect with and make content for them. So instead of asking, through a video like this, like, hey, I made a YouTube channel now, general public, what do you want me to make videos about? Instead of taking that approach, think to yourself, okay, what type of channel do I want to make? Who do I want to make this content for? And how can I make it as good as possible? But then once you get that taken care of, what you want to think about with your thumbnails is you want to think about how can I make these in a way that it'll help the people that I'm trying to reach identify at a glance that this has something to do with something that they might care about. Right now, you're not doing that. I mean, you have ideas for your channel, so I mean, you do have some information there, but at a glance, you're not going to catch that. Same thing here with like first video. Like right now you're making everything about you. I mean, it's a vlog, so that's fine, but you're making everything about you. But even with the vlog, it can be helpful, especially when you're first starting, to make it like it's your experience, but you're making the content for the viewer that's going to be watching it, right? So making, the packaging, about the experience in a way to where somebody's like, oh, hey, that looks interesting. Let me click on that. So always thinking about the viewer first and how they might respond to what it is that you're doing. But when it comes to the thumbnails specifically and making thumbnails better, like in this one, because, the whole thing's about ideas for blowing up your channel. So because of that, I would have with this one, just because of the topic itself, I think it's fine because it's focused on like you. I don't know if you have like characters in here or... Okay, so I would also put real people in your thumbnails too, right? Instead of using like the cartoon stuff and things like that. Because if you want people to connect with you as a vlogger, then in that case, I would make sure that the thumbnails and everything are you. You know, it's either you or the experience that you're having or something like that when it comes to your thumbnails. But I would also just, you know, from taking a peek at the content also, I would also watch some videos on like video production, you know, that kind of stuff, in order to, you know, learn just the making video side of it too. Because when it comes to YouTube, like there's a, you know, like when you first get started, like there's this huge mountain of stuff that you got to learn how to do. And if you haven't done any of that stuff before, then it can be, you know, it can take you some time to learn it. So because of that, for you, step number one is I would work on the video content itself and how to get the video content, just looking, you know, a little bit more clear and that sort of thing. So I would start there. Right.
Hey, Sue, good to see you.
Hey, Sue. Farmsworth, what's going on? It says, building a farm channels, we develop our farm suggestion on how to best evolve my channel, mostly farm-related content. Yeah, so we have a forum down in the description. So if anybody has any questions, I just dropped the link in there. If you have any questions, you can just go ahead and put them in that forum. And we've only got a handful here, so we'll get it answered on the stream if you get it in there. Next up, we've got Midwest Murders.
Midwest Murders.
So they upload one time per week or more, but on YouTube for 1 year or more.
Notice you didn't ask me what I thought the channel was about.
Yeah, I thought that one might be a little bit, okay, Midwest Murders. What do you think the channel's about?
You didn't ask, so you probably don't really care.
All right, so it's true crime.
There you go.
Unsolved, forgotten murders.
I kind of had this idea that maybe they were doing something and taunting the FBI. Taunting the police to come catch them.
Okay.
Kind of like those psychopathics, you know.
Okay.
They do things and they leave clues, and they call the police and let them know what they did, and then hang up the phone.
And they hang up the phone and laugh.
Yeah. Thought maybe they were documenting their journey on YouTube, perhaps.
Yeah, that'd be wild, wouldn't it?
I mean, people are weird like that, man.
Yeah. So says, hey, Nick and D, I spend most of my what's going on? Says, I spend most of my production time on the storyboarding for the video. Smart, very smart. Any tips or tools that can make that easier or quicker? I tend to put a lot of thought into the visuals I show and sometimes go down the rabbit hole. Post-it notes might be what you're looking for.
Post-it notes.
Yep. So post-it notes might be what you're looking for, because with post-it notes, that gives you the opportunity to just move things around easily, stuff like that. I know that there's also some storyboard apps. I can't remember the name off the top of my channel or off the top of my head.
Your own storyboard app.
Yeah, you could. You could build an app or a browser extension or something probably within minutes.
Yeah.
On you know what? Here, hold on.
Are we gonna do it?
No, I just real quick. I'm just curious.
Are we gonna build a storyboard app live?
I'm just gonna do an extension just because I want to see what it does.
Okay. We're gonna build.
And I'm just gonna do this super quick. Here, talk for a second, D.
All right. So I think what he's about to do is he's about to use Claude to build a storyboard extension for Chrome browsers. Is that what you're thinking about doing? Mm-hmm. So first, you're looking to see if that exists, right? So that's the first thing you're going to do. Does it exist?
I'm not even looking to see if it exists. I'm going to see if it'll build it real quick.
Oh, you're just going to build it.
Yep.
Right.
Let's see here.
Here we go.
Want to be able to.
So once you have that set up, let us know. We'll share your screen and we'll just kind of watch it go. So Kathy says, "Show us." OMG, yes. Valentine Station, how you doing? Good to see you. Kathy Fitz says this is going to be a great help. Yeah. So Nick has been doing this for a while, so he understands prompting better than I do. He'll tell me, he's like, oh yeah, look at this thing that I built. And then I'll go and I'll do the thing and I just get completely different results because he understands prompting just a wee bit better. It'll be great for art channels. Tish says, I could slaughter a bag of donut holes right now. What? Oh, you've opted for a banana. Yeah. I like prompting. Yeah. So are you gonna pull something up? All right. Are you writing the prompt right now?
Yes.
Okay. So he's writing the prompt right now. Then we're going to share the screen, and then I guess that's just going to work and build it here. Let's see. Scale Train Station. How you doing? Magic Flying Potato. Good to see you. He says Nick gave D a free pass to keep talking. A rare derailed. Go ahead. All right. So since I have full permission to derail for a second while he's going to pull this up, I'll continue. I'll tell you a funny Cuba story. I think it was like our first or second time to Cuba. I don't know. It might have been 99 or something like that. It was a long time ago. I went down there with my friend, my best friend. He was from Cincinnati, Ohio. Guy's built. He's like just you know, super built, goes to the gym, just completely ripped. He loves to wear like, you know, tighter shirts to show off his guns and everything. Real good looking guy, very athletic. And I was a lot thinner back then myself. So we're down there, and this is before anyone in Cuba had access to the internet. Now you can get the internet cards and all that, but this is before any of that happened. And we were down there, and we were in Havana, old Havana, and we were just, our Spanish is, you know, really broken. We're trying to communicate with people who couldn't speak English very well, and our Spanish wasn't that good. And they were trying to ask where we were from. And my friend was like, I'm from Cincinnati. And they didn't understand, the person we were talking to didn't understand. So as a reference, he said the Cincinnati Reds, because Cubans love baseball. And that was kind of the connection, is I can say the Cincinnati Reds. So, oh, we're all to Cincinnati, right? The Cincinnati Reds. They didn't understand that he's from the same city as the Cincinnati Reds. They thought he said he was a player for the Cincinnati Reds. Right? Mm-hmm. And he looks the part, right? You know, right? He looks the part. He looks like a professional baseball player. He looks the part. And that person ran and told some other people that we were playing for the Cincinnati, we were players for the Cincinnati Reds. And this is before the internet. Like, they didn't know. He just thought, they just believed it, and he looked the part. And that person went and told people, and they went and told people. And within 30 minutes, we owned Havana. I mean, we were getting like VIP treatment. They were taking us to all these high-class establishments in Havana, taking us to all these awesome clubs where they were not just like normal tourist stuff, like really nice stuff, and ushering us in there, like going to meet the owners and stuff, and like signing autographs. It was the craziest thing, and we just rolled with it. We just rolled with it. You know what? We will never get this treatment again. It was as if we were like the Rolling Stones or something down there for a night. It was awesome. It was like we were the Rolling Stones. It was one of the funnest nights I think I've ever had in my entire life. Everywhere we went, it was just like, oh, these guys are professional baseball players. That's great. That's a big deal in Cuba. That's a huge deal. We owned Havana for a night.
Nice.
That'll be my gravestone. He owned Havana.
He owned Havana for one night.
Yeah,
one night only.
Technically for like 6 hours or something, but you know, it was awesome.
Hey, really quick,
awesome, yeah.
Landscape America says that I realized street sweeping and the findings didn't work well at the landscaping channel. Thank you both for all you guys do. Thank you for the super chat. Love it.
There you go.
Love it, love it, love it.
So are you ready to pull this up? Or
yeah, it's working on it right now.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Do you want to share it and kind of see what it's doing, or?
Oh, it's just sitting there spinning.
It's just coding.
Yeah, like it's doing its thing right now.
Okay.
And I'm just doing this right in the Claude browser. I'm not even using cursor for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just doing it right in the Claude browser to see what it comes up with.
Yeah, so yeah, we have autographs
This may just completely fail. I'm not sure, but we're going to find out right here in a second.
We'll try it. It might work.
Yeah, and if this works, then I'll share it on like Twitter or something, or I'll just publish it, and then you can I'll just publish it, you know, for free as long as Chrome will take it, and then you can just download it and use it there.
Oh, I guess your dad is Cuban. Okay, it's just no lies there about baseball is big in Cuba. My dad never missed a game.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, it's huge in Cuba. Yeah, man, that was such a fun night. Never did say otherwise. We just like rolled with it.
As you should have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They made the mistake, not us.
Right.
We just didn't correct them.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Free drinks, man. It was just the whole night. It was awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, it was just awesome. Yep. How long does that usually take to pull something like that?
Probably within the next 2 minutes maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, here I'll share the screen just so you can kind of see what is going on.
Go.
Yeah, so here, basically what it's doing right here. So basically here's the main prompt right up here. And then this right here is just some additional preferences, adding to it. And then we're seeing, right here, it's saying that right now it's creating the CSS design tokens in a full style sheet. Here, it created 9 files already and it ran a command. Here it was reading the front end design skill for UI guidance because it has its own built-in skills. So it was doing that sort of thing. So yeah, we'll just kind of follow this along as it goes.
And this is going to be a storyboard based out of board cards.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
So I'm not 100% sure yet how it'll turn out because that was like super quick with no thought whatsoever. But we'll see. Oh, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So normally I would do this in Cursor. So Cursor, you can connect this same tool to it. You can do the same thing in like Claude Code. And then by doing it in there, you can iterate. So you can be like, oh, this looks great, but, and then you can say, do this, this doesn't work this way, and you can just type it out that way. So in this case, whatever the output is, as long as I don't run out of, usage here, whatever the output is, then you could still download that, and you could still put it into Cursor and make those changes. Yep. Like, it's super easy. Like the world that we're living in now with being able to make this stuff, like that's why with like my Creator Keyboard or dashboard extension here, like all of this is done through that process, and just been fine tuning this over time. And this thing's pretty complex. So it has all of this, plus it has like tools on YouTube in terms of screenshotting stuff, analyzing YouTube channels. Like for example, while this is working, like if I go here and we look at this Z, and then I go here to this Analyze Content button, I can click on this, and then it's going to run an analysis on the channel, show me his top videos over the last 90 days, show me any outliers. Like this one right here is an outlier where he had 309,000 views on it. Shows me his upload schedule here, so I can just get some information here, on his channel. In addition to that, I can select any thumbnail on YouTube and compare it against any other thumbnail on YouTube. Oops, sorry, I hit the wrong button there. Right, and it pops this up, so I can just be like, what are they doing that that this person's not doing, that kind of stuff. And you can look at different modes, see them at small sizes, all these types of things. But like all of this stuff, like it was all built with AI. Okay, continue.
Yeah, I'm real curious to see what it's going to do here.
Yeah, it's still working on it.
Yeah, you've had some pretty good experience building the extensions.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I think browser extensions so far are the easiest thing to build. Like apps, like there's a lot of rules and things like that with apps, and there's a lot of things that can break, and you have to set up the software for the apps and like all this stuff. But when it comes to this, like browser extensions are super easy in comparison to apps. And then I also have like this soundboard that you hear where I'm triggering like super chat and like all this stuff. This I just submitted to Apple recently. I'm going to be putting this out soon also. But like with this thing where I'm triggering the sound effects, this has all kinds of really cool things in here. And like if you're a Mac user, there's a desktop version and there's an iPad version, and they talk to each other. So depending on your setup, if you have a Rodecaster, you can just Bluetooth in like we do with this one. But if you don't have a Rodecaster, then you can have the Mac version in there in your computer, and then you can use your iPad as a remote for the Mac version. So then you can use like Loopback, or I think the other one's called Black Hole, where it allows you to route audio around your computer, and you can just use it as a remote control to trigger it, that kind of stuff. But it's just it's mind blowing the capabilities that this stuff has right now. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it's still going. So it's installing dependencies now. Yeah, so we'll talk here because this is taking a minute. So we'll answer another question. Yeah, and then we'll check back in on this here in a minute. So let's hear. So next up we have Beanie Draws is the next question here. Doug said it worked well on a stream tonight. Nice. The goal of Beanie's channel is to teach others. He draws dinosaurs. And he says, I'm trying to make my process more mobile friendly. I want to be able to edit thumbnails on my phone, but I don't really want to be tied to a subscription. Do you know any free or open source Android apps that allow you to open PSD files or work within layers? Or am I basically stuck with desktop for making thumbnails? I think...
For PSDs on an Android?
Does Canva let you do open PSDs? I think they do, don't they?
I think they do.
Yeah, I don't know if you have to be on a paid plan for Canva in order to do that or not. I don't know if Jennifer's in here, but if she was, she'd be able to tell you. But Canva might be the solution that you're looking for.
Yeah,
maybe.
Possibly.
Yeah, maybe not too, but maybe. But if it wasn't for that, I don't know where else to. I mean, technically,
you could use your browser and go to Photopea.
Yeah.
photopea.com.
Yeah, like on your phone, turn it into like desktop mode and then go there. It'd be clunky though to work with, I think.
What's the company that Canva just bought? What's
Affinity?
Affinity. The Affinity app, I believe, is free. Mm-hmm. I've not used it, but I believe it's free, and I think you can open PSDs in that as well. So that might be worth checking out.
Yeah, and Kathy Fitz says, yes, they do for Canva. Yeah, so you can open up PSDs there in Canva. Yep, awesome. So yeah, this thing's still going. So, so we'll see.
It's either going to build something really cool or it's not going to load.
Yeah, or it's going to bottom out and
Or it's going to
not do
bottom
any
out,
of it.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
So let's see here. So using Canva for something like that might be the thing there. I'm just not sure, like on their free plan, what they let you get away with. So next up, we have the Better Podcast. The Better Podcast, they upload 1 time per week or more. It's a channel for parents in Greek language that their children of young athletes, soccer, but not only soccer. The goal of the channel is to teach others. And the question is, I started like 2 months ago, and I'm constantly thinking if there's an interest for a channel like this and maybe underserved in the and is maybe underserved, or the idea is wrong, and if my videos can be in English too, in the same channel or elsewhere. So if you are publishing videos to a YouTube channel, make sure that all the videos on that channel are in the same language. You do not want to mix languages on a YouTube channel. So YouTube's doing some really cool stuff with like multi-language audio and multi-language thumbnails and stuff like that. But you know, right now, if you're publishing, you know, your native video, I would do everything in one language. Then everything's in your voice, you know, all of that. And then if you wanted to do an English version, then I would start a new channel for that, and then I would have your English channel version, and then your native language version.
That thing's still running, huh?
But in terms of, yeah, it might be stuck here on the install dependency, so let me make sure it's still running.
That's how it works. They're like, oh, yeah, it's so great, it's so great, it's so good.
I know,
and then
right?
It's like, nah, I'm not even going to work for you today.
Yeah, so it generated ping icons using Python. It's installing the dependencies. It created an icon directory. Yeah, so you have to have icons, like when you're loading up the extension. And because you don't start it with icons, like it'll just automatically make the icons too for the bare minimum that you need for Google in order to load the extension. It's wild.
So Karen Cole says, can we use those AI thumbnails copyright free? Do you know which AI thumbnail she's referencing?
If you're talking about like 1 of 10 and, you know, services like that make thumbnails, I know Opus Clip has one. I know 1 of 10 has a thumbnail maker. Who else? Yeah, there's a handful of like AI. I think vidIQ has an AI thumbnail maker. Yeah, so all of those are okay to use as a content creator. Here. So next up, we have Nelly Nugs. Nelly Nugs uploads 1 time per week or more. They've been on YouTube for 1 year or more. They do educational content teaching financial markets. The goal of the channel is to be a full-time content creator. Hold on really quick. Oh, running command. Okay, cool. It got past the dependencies. Nice. Right. The goal is to be a full-time content creator. And the question is, how can I get better with my retention of my videos? People click on the thumbnail, but they don't stay long. Some do, but there's a drop when I get to the body of the video. So the best thing is to make sure that you're not doing anything that will, you know, distract people, you know, from what it is that they're wanting to get out of the video, and that you do try to, here, I'm just looking to see what type of content you're doing. Hold on. Helping struggling traders become better versions of themselves. Okay, so you're doing like day traders here is who you're trying to connect with. So yeah, so with that, get them into the content. Don't waste their time with anything. Right now, like I see that you're just on screen shares, like you're not on video or anything. So one thing that might be helpful is to, one, make sure your audio is good for this because you're just on the screen recordings. So make sure that your audio is on point for, you know, this, for the content that you're publishing. So if you're not using a microphone, you might be, but if you're not, then make sure that you do get one. Because you want your audio, at least that whatever you're recording it on, that your voice is close enough to it that it sounds good. And in addition to that, I would also put a little version of you here in the corner so that people have something to connect with. Let me share this real quick. Yeah, so here, just putting a little version of you down here in the corner or something like that so that people have something that they can connect with. Because here it looks like you're just watching the charts, and that's okay, but, you know, and I'm sure you're talking, you know, throughout this as well, which is also fine. But I would, you know, put yourself in here also so that people have something else to look at. Because here, like when you're focusing just on this, which I know is part of the thing, then in this case, you know, they're already focused on this. And if they tune out in any part of this, then you at least give them something to look at while they're tuning out if you put yourself in a corner somewhere, right? And that, you know, you can put yourself down here and then, you know, after a few minutes or whatever, move yourself up to this corner. After a few minutes, put yourself over here, you know, turn it off for a few minutes or turn it back on, you know, that kind of stuff. But yeah, I would definitely do that. Also, I'm not sure what the conversation is like as you are going through the video. So because of that, oh, Are we going? Yeah, so because of that, I would also make sure that you are you're just being really mindful about, like, time where you're not saying anything, stuff like that. Let me turn on the captions here real quick. I'm just going to see what you're doing. For the market open. Yeah, so you're explaining what's going on. So all that's good. So it looks like you're keeping everything like moving and whatnot. So yeah, so just how you're talking to the viewers is definitely going to be the key here. But just like little things that you can do is I would definitely make sure that you do hop on screen from time to time if you're okay with that, just for the sake of that connection with you and to give them something else to look at in case they get bored. In case they get bored here. But really, this is really just going to come down to how you're communicating with them. And you also are kind of working against yourself. It's not that you're working against yourself, but one thing that you're kind of missing right now is, because the channel is new and you don't have a lot of people watching the videos yet, there is that social proof thing to where as people are coming in, they might come in, see, okay, well, we got 7 views on this a day ago. And people, some people will have that default thing in their brain to where they're like, oh, okay, well, this doesn't have a lot of views, so let me click on one of these that has more views, something like that. Or let me go to this other trader that I watch on a regular basis, that kind of stuff. So right now you might have some of that working against you. So the very first thing, though, that I would recommend is, I'm not sure what you're doing up here, and I'm just going to play it so I can see your captions. Okay, all right, good morning. Like, all this stuff is fine when you come into the video. We have Carnival Corporations, which their scheduled earning release is blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so all this is fine. You're being an informative resource for people. So that's fine. So your current approach to this, I think, is okay. But just make sure your audio's tight, and also make sure that if you're okay with it, that you do throw yourself on camera as well, so that you can, just let them get to know you a little bit, and also to, give them something else to look at, while this is all moving slow. And I would experiment too, like you have your branded intro that you do with the all right thing. And then good morning, everyone, today, we have this. So a couple things to think about, and this is just a little nuanced thing, just as a heads up. Most of the people that are watching this are probably going to be watching it, in the morning anyway. But if this is something that you do want people to enjoy in the replay, then skipping past the good morning part and just saying, all right, and then today we have Carnival Corporations, or instead of just saying we have Carnival Corporations, building it up more. So here you have the stock setup, key levels to watch. So instead of just saying today we have Carnival Corporations, which their scheduled earning, blah, 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 be specific and say, hey, this is, this is Carnival Corporations. Today we're going to, see, what the trades are looking like, and just be a little bit more, have a little bit more build up there in terms of exactly all the stuff that you're going to be doing in the stream or in the content. And then get into the informational part. So then that way it gives you a little bit more of a hook, gives them a little bit more information. And when you're putting that part of the video together, just think to yourself, okay, if I were to click on this as somebody that does trading, if I were to click on this, based on this title right here of the stock setup, what exactly would I expect to hear? And what would I want to hear that would make me think, oh, I should probably make sure that I'm, that I continue on with this video instead of abandoning it, because they're probably going to share some really good information with me, right? And that's the kind of stuff that you want to say at the beginning. Okay. Now let me generate the icons and build the project. Okay, so we're getting close here. So we've got it down to here. Yep, so we're getting there. We're getting close. Network is date-bold, so that won't work. Package the source code as deliverable instead. I'll create a comprehensive reading setup, okay, and a zip for the project. Yeah, so we'll see. So we might have to create like a distribution folder for this. We're going to find out.
Okay.
But we're getting close.
Did you get Home Wrapper Repair Super Chat?
Not yet.
Okay.
Larry, thanks for the super chat. Says, Roberto shares data that like 90% of all new channels often fail/give up. What have you seen as best traits that you see of successful creators? People that are going for it. Like when it comes to YouTube, some people take YouTube seriously, and some people don't take YouTube seriously, and the difference is usually clear. Sometimes people wait for that moment, that spark, to where they're like, okay, now I'm going to take it seriously because I had this video that, that randomly did well. So I see a little bit of potential, and because of that, I'm going to do it, right? But when people come onto the platform and they're like, okay, I'm going to learn about this. I'm going to, figure out how to make good thumbnails. I'm going to figure it out. Those are the people that will continue, because it's hard, just like anything else, right? It's hard, and there's a lot of stuff that you have to learn, and you have to have the type of personality. One, you have to want it, enough, or see the potential enough that you're like, okay, yeah, I all I have to do is learn how to do this, and then I can tap into this, right? If you have that awareness, then in that case, you're probably going to be good to go. And then if you mix that awareness with, okay, what do I have to learn in order to do this? And then you have the willpower, the motivation, or the discipline to go through that process of learning those things, then you probably have a good chance. If you're somebody, not you specifically, but if a new creator starts a channel and they're just like, hey, I'm just going to upload whatever, and if something takes off, that's great. If not, that's fine too. Then, sometimes they might do, okay. But in most cases, they'll publish videos and then they'll hop on the internet and complain that YouTube is holding them down and that YouTube's not promoting their videos and all this stuff because they haven't even learned the basics of how things work, and they refuse to. And because of that, it makes it feel to them that YouTube is holding them down because they'll run across that type of information. And I think that causes a lot of people to quit as well. But yeah, in terms of the things that I see that successful creators do, they just
keep going. They keep trying.
Yeah, they keep trying things. They keep learning. They're trying to network with other content creators. They're studying YouTube. Like they're looking at other channels in their niche and on channels outside of their niche as well, and just trying to get a bigger idea of how everything works and how people respond to things. Those are.
And they study their audience.
Yeah, and they get clear on what it is they offer. They're usually niche down. That kind of stuff too. Yeah, most people quit. I think also because their expectations. Hey, Melinda says she missed you, D. But I think most people quit because of the expectations, and because we see as a viewer, you see all these views coming in, and then when you publish a video and you get 8 views, it's devastating. And I think that also, like, if you don't understand how things work and that that it's hard and you have to build skills and all that stuff, then that by itself is like, okay, 3 videos of this, I'm out of here. Right? YouTube isn't promoting my stuff. Therefore, I'm going to go ahead and just cancel this whole project. Right?
That's a good question.
It is. That's a great question. Yeah. But yeah, super, super common though.
Where are we at with this?
It's almost there. It's showing me the architecture, and then it's verifying that the says file tree is, and then it stopped. So we'll see.
Okay.
So next up,
Hang on in the kitchen says I need to run. See ya.
Okay, we did Nelly Nugs already. Next up, we have Summit, the Dragon's Animation Tavern. They upload when they have time, but on YouTube for a year or more. They do commenting on animated shows, for example, The Amazing Digital Circus. Looks like they're doing shorts. They say how to get a higher stayed to watch ratio. Right now, the average is 39.1%. So, one, make sure your title's good, right? Because then that tells the viewer, that there's something there that they need to watch for. Two, you have to learn, and YouTube gives us our audience retention reports, even on shorts, so that we can continue. But YouTube gives us audience retention reports on our content, so we can use that to understand how people are responding to the different things that we're doing. So what you have to do is experiment a lot to figure out what people respond to for your type of content. So when you start your shorts, try different things there. When you get past the intro or your hook of your shorts, try different things there. Try different, formats for it. So, it can be, looking at the thing. It can be breaking down the thing. It can be, like green screen with you in the back, with you down there, talking about the thing. It can be, just the show, on the screen with you talking about it there. Just try all of those different things until you find something that works for the people that you're trying to reach. But a lot of YouTube is experimentation. Okay, so now it's building the live interactive preview of the UI, so you can see exactly what this will look and feel like.
Okay, looking forward to this. I hope it works. Mm-hmm. I think it's crazy that you can just take something like, here's this idea. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Oh, it's starting to...
Let me go full screen here.
Yeah, it's funny. It's giving it to me here instead of giving me a package to download.
It's almost like a digital genie
It is.
in a way.
Yeah, it really
Right?
is.
You just need to know how to ask it the right question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, real curious to see what it makes here.
Yep.
How often would you say when you try to make an extension, it gets it right versus wrong? Oh, there we
9
go.
out of 10 times.
Here we go.
9 out of 10 times.
All right, what are we looking at?
Yes, I'm waiting for the download. Yeah, because it's showing me like the architecture and all this like cool stuff here. But this is basically what the extension is going to look like. And apparently I can add a board here, possibly. Hold on. I can download the file, maybe. Hold on. Okay, pop-up background. Here's workspace tab, header, board card. Yeah, so it's building out the architecture of how everything works. Moving it over here. And then right down here, it's giving me the download. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to download this. And once I download it, here we're going to go ahead and take this off screen here real quick.
Yeah, take that off screen. Yeah.
And I'm going to download this, and then I'm going to unzip it. And then we're going to see if I can just install it straight away.
Yep. I like how it came up with its idea of what it should look like and how it should function. I think that's fascinating.
Yes, some of that was built in, but not much.
Yeah.
Okay, so manage extensions. We're going to load this unpacked.
All right.
And then we're going to go to Storyboard extension.
That's right, Beanie. It's alive.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think it did it. Hold on, let's see.
Didn't work?
Hold on.
Let's see.
Okay, it says the manifest is missing or unreadable, so I might be able to fix this manually. Hold on.
Okay.
Okay, here, let me try this.
Ed says,
If
what's
you're enjoying the
progress
show,
of the
remember to
Android
give it a
version
thumbs up
of
and
Apple?
share it with a friend. Right
Yeah, so
now.
I'm not sure if I'm going to do the Android version. So it was on the roadmap, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it. Just because I've gotten really into like the Apple stuff because it's so good in their systems and everything. Like it comes out so smooth that I just really enjoy making stuff for Apple and Android because I don't use an Android. So because of that, like I have like in my brain, I have the certain way I like things to feel on a phone and or on an iPhone or an iPad, and I'm able to match those ways that I like things. And on an Android, I don't know what that experience feels like. So I'm probably not going to make it for an Android. Is kind of the thing that I'm running into.
I know at one time you mentioned you might put it on a website instead.
Yeah, possibly.
Possibly.
Yeah. I actually have it built already. It's just the security stuff and all that. Like with a website, it's different than an app.
Right.
So that's why I don't have it there.
Okay. Did you get that working yet?
Working on it. Hold on.
I thought you were a wizard.
Okay. So then I'm going to
Ed,
break.
have you ever considered about getting an iPhone?
Right. Yeah. So we're actually going to take a better approach to this. I'm going to open up Cursor, and then Cursor will get it all fixed up like super quick.
Okay.
So then that way we can get this puppy rocking and rolling. And
Ed says bummer.
yeah, it's a pretty cool thing. Let's see here. This isn't.
Yeah, my transition from Android to iOS was painful. But it wasn't because it was iOS. It was because at that particular time, the operating system that came, I forget which one it had, was just full of bugs. And I remember coming over from Android, because you got me, it was an iPhone 7, I believe. He got me into it. And I remember the operating system was just a nightmare. It was just riddled with bugs. But then once that got ironed out, yeah, I don't think I could ever go back. Ed says, I thought about it, just thinking about a tattoo, but either one would happen. It's like thinking about a tattoo. Yeah, the thing about Apple is Apple makes sense. I mean, it's overpriced. It's all overpriced. But it makes sense if you get into the ecosystem. If you're like, I want to get a watch, or I have an iPhone, or maybe other people in your house have an iPhone, or you're going to have an Apple computer. It's really easy just sending files back and forth. And,
It's great.
Yeah. The ecosystem is where they get you.
Mm-hmm.
Tish says it's a huge bummer. I tried an iPhone. Ask Travis. I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I think when it comes to iPhones, right, this folder doesn't exist yet because the build hasn't been run. Chrome is looking for the manifest in the output folder. Yeah.
not
So,
working?
so let me. I'm going to show you this real quick too, which is this tool is called Cursor. So with this, I just put a natural language conversation in here because now we've gotten like the hard work out of the way. So now we have it working in just natural language. So I told it here that the extension isn't loading, and it's saying it's because the manifest doesn't exist. I think we need to run the build so that I can see it in a dist folder. But can you take a look and help me get it fixed up, right? So then I just put it on it. And then here it tells me why it's not currently working. It says you're right, the dist folder doesn't exist yet because the build hasn't been ran, blah, blah, blah. And then it creates this task list right here. And then it's getting to work right now on building out all those things. So now with this, we don't even have to worry about what's happening there in the web-based version of Claude. Now we've just completely switched over to this. And with this tool, it's called Cursor. And if you look over here, man, I gotta work on that edge thing for the magnifier. But if we look right here, right on the edge of this, might have to bring it in a little bit more. I do. So let's do this. Yeah, so these right here are the files, right? So what it does is you open the folder with this particular tool, and then you say like, okay, this is the folder that this is contained in. And then once you do that, then now it sees the entire code base. And then it can go in and it can help you troubleshoot things and help you get everything like up to speed. And then from there, once it's built, if we get a stable version of this, the next step is to say, okay, it's built. Now we need to back this up somewhere. And with this, hold on.
What's it saying?
Did it already do the dist folder? Okay, yeah. So this is just giving me instructions on how to install it. So it's good. And it did the dependencies. Oh, okay, so it was the dependencies. It didn't even have to do anything in the code. Okay, so let me...
Gregor says the tension is killing me.
Yep.
Yeah.
So now we're going to go back into the extension, and I'm going to find the script thing here. Unless I took it out, which I don't think that I did.
Yeah, I'm real curious to see if this functions the way.
Yeah, and this is going to be like the first swing here. Oh, okay, because it wouldn't load. So yeah, okay, so now we're going to go here.
Gambler's Mix says, does Cursor work on a Windows operating system?
Yes. Okay, so it loaded. Extension loaded.
All right, let's see.
So now the next step is we're going to open this up. I'm going to come up here to this little icon, and then I'm going to come. It called it StoryForge. It even gave it a name.
That's a cool name.
That's a really cool name.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to open this up, and then we're going to hit it first move here,
All right, what's it going to do?
and it didn't fire. Didn't load.
Oh.
Yep. Here, let me try it. Let me go here to YouTube maybe, and then try it. What is this? It's giving me like a thing here. Okay. So then the next step.
Jive Dancing says, what is Nick building? So, Jive Dancing, I will tell you, Nick is building on the fly. Somebody came in and they were asking about a good way to organize things, and they were talking about storyboarding, and we were talking about Post-it notes. And then Nick came up with the idea of, well, what? Maybe I'll just show you how to build a browser extension, just kind of on the fly, to see if we can come up with a storyboard style browser extension that you can use. And he's just kind of winging it on the fly. That's what he's building. It may or may not work. He's just kind of figuring it out as he goes. That's what makes it fun. Mm-hmm. Right. So you heard the term vibe coding, right? Vibe coders do vibe. This is it right here. Just kind of winging it.
And then another thing too is I'm going into, like, now that it's loaded,
Yeah.
is I'm going into here and I'm looking. I got to find where the extension is. The Forge here. Okay. Yeah. So here it looks like there weren't any errors or anything. So it should be popping up, but it's not. So normally, when you run into things like you can see here, we have one. It's a tool that we use for Tuber School, and you can see this one has errors, right? So there's things that actually need to be fixed there. But in here, it's not throwing me errors, so I'm not really sure what the problem is. So now I just explain it here, and then I'm just going to throw it back over to Opus, and then Opus is going to help me figure out what's going on here. Not help me, like it's going to figure it out. I'm not doing anything here. I'm just talking to it. So it's actually going to do it.
Thanks for the super chat.
Yep, Frank EC, thank you.
Super chat.
Jive Dancing, yes, he's making a browser extension
Yeah.
for storyboarding.
Yep. Yeah, so right now what this is doing is this is going in here and it's looking for it, found the problem, look at the build, right? And then it's telling me where the problem is, the assets path, blah, blah. Now rebuild it so the disk folder gets the corrected paths. Okay,
Now,
so now it's going to go through and do that.
Now imagine if this thing. Imagine if you could just say, "Get rid of D," and like you sent it on a mission. Like this is what Sarah Connor and
This is
John
what they were
Connor-
looking at. This is how it started.
This is how
right?
it starts. Yeah.
So basically, it made changes to this, and then keep. Okay, and it doesn't look like it built it. It said rebuild with the paths, npm run. Okay, yeah, so it did build it. So then I just simply come back over to here, hit refresh, and then we're going to try it again.
What do we got?
And it still didn't work.
Weird. Wonder if it needs to work a different way.
Hold on.
Like maybe it just. Yeah, it kind of creeps me out how these things build.
Yeah, I'm thinking about doing a whole stream like this on the channel from time to time, just to
Building on the fly.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. That's right. You activated the Hadron Collider and you have 4 minutes to shut it down or
Right.
game over. Yes. Exactly.
But yeah, this whole process though, it definitely takes patience. Yeah, man, it's still not working.
Yeah. And that's why we don't
Hilarious.
have the Terminators yet.
Yep.
That's right. The machine takeover still didn't work. Yeah, I'm curious to see if this will figure it out. Because I want to see. We spent like the last 30 minutes watching it build. And it won't open. Yeah, Ed, listen, I always watch my back with this guy. Windows locked, doors locked. I don't know what he's up to, building his machines. Let me see, going through the chat here, see if I missed any questions while you're building that. So right now what you're doing is you're asking it to fix the problem and to identify what's missing, right? You're like, it's not loading, it's not firing, what's happening?
Yeah. So basically, all I'm doing is I'm saying, hey, this is a. I said the extension still isn't opening. When I click on the icon, I explain the process. I'm like, I click on it, then it looks like it's starting, but then it doesn't. And I say I'm not getting any errors in Chrome, so I took a quick screenshot of that and then dropped that in there. And then I just says, can you look into it? Yeah. So since we're at this very starting point, yeah, like it's. I'm surprised that it doesn't have it figured out already.
Yeah.
I actually looked a minute ago, so I looked at their status page to make sure that everything was straight there.
Yeah. No down. Nothing's down. Doug wants to know if we can have a new Nick railed emoji.
I know, right? Yeah, I guess we do kind of need that, don't we? Oh, that's great.
I had nothing to do with this. This was not my doing.
Actually, I think you
I
did
wanna
say
s-
let's build it.
I did. I did say that, but it was Gregor's idea, I'm pretty sure. I think was it Gregor's idea to build it?
I'm not sure.
I think so. We're going to put the blame on Gregor on this one.
Yep. Okay, so while that's working on that, I'm going to answer another YouTube
Yep,
question
yep.
here, so we can stay focused here.
Yep.
So next up, we have Wellspring Acres. Wellspring Acres uploads 1 time per week or more, but on YouTube for less than 1 month. Welcome to the creator side of YouTube.
Yep.
They have a hybrid small farm, homestead, and practical rural projects channel. Goal of the channel is connect with others who like what you like. And the question is, what part of Wellspring Acres feels strongest, most subscribable, and most worth building the channel around? Yeah, for that, I would need to watch the actual content itself. But let me just take a look and see what it is that you are, you're doing.
Are you pulling them up?
Yeah, I'm about to. Yeah, I mean, I'm already screen sharing. So while this is troubleshooting,
Okay.
I might have to get specific in here in terms of telling it how to troubleshoot and all that, but we're going to find out. We'll see if it'll just do it itself. Okay, our saw mix mill has arrived. A quiet walk, turning our compost pile into garden soil. Okay, so the first thing that I would lean into here is I wouldn't necessarily do the quiet walk stuff. I would keep everything focused on the different stuff that you're doing around the farm that somebody else could watch and get value from. So like here you have annual lawnmower maintenance. So here people can watch this and learn about, different things to do with their lawnmower to keep it up to speed. Here for this, turning our comfort pile into garden soil, that's information, right? And then here our sawmill has arrived, Woodland Mills, blah, blah, first look. So like with all of this, these videos are going to resonate with the people that you're trying to reach. This one, not so much, right? Another thing is I would also make sure that you are shooting your content in landscape mode, because this type of content is definitely something people are going to be watching on TVs. If they are now or not, I'm not sure, but this is definitely like, TV worthy content as well. So when you make landscape content instead of having everything vertical like this, then it gives you the opportunity to have everything fit well across formats, where if it's just vertical, then it's not the best experience for, like TVs. For example, even though people do watch a lot of like shorts and stuff on TVs, it's just not the best experience for viewers because you have all that, all that space on the sides. So I would get your aspect ratio worked out. I would also make sure, and I'm seeing this a lot lately, so I don't know if you're using something to like what you're using to make the thumbnails, but you can see how the tops of your thumbnails are getting chopped off here, and down here.
It's got to be AI.
Yeah, it's either you're either using AI to add to it, or you're just making your thumbnails in the wrong aspect ratio and it's pushing them out of the way. But make sure that everything is also within the frame, because people are seeing this and they're making decisions on if they're going to watch it or not based on the information they get from the thumbnail. And because of that, you want to make sure that they can see the information that they need.
Yeah, we've seen this on a couple of channels. Can you tell us what you're using to make those thumbnails? Are you making them from scratch, or are you uploading a picture and then asking it to add text to it? It seems to be one that's doing that. It's almost like it's getting the ratio wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think this thing's going to work, man.
No?
No, like it's just not. Yeah, it's just not doing it. Okay. So we're going to start a new conversation.
Yeah, AI is generating the thumbnail. Which one, though? Are you using ChatGPT or using Gemini? I'm just curious specifically which one you're using, because we keep running across this particular type of cropping issue with AI-generated thumbnails. Yeah, I'm seeing it a lot. ChatGPT. Interesting.
Yep.
Yeah. So when it's outputting your thumbnails, it's not giving you the right ratio. I'm giving it back. So that's something you're going to have to double check, because you don't want the tops of your text getting cut off there. Yeah, I found that a lot of the AIs really kind of drop the ball on ratio for images. So you can load some, you can use, I don't know what you used previously to make your thumbnails, but you can use something like the free version of Canva to pull it into, to kind of resize it and then save that version. Like 1920 by 1080, for example, is the size. Upload whatever ChatGPT gives you. Make sure you size it correctly and put it in the right place so it doesn't cut off the text, and then export that. Yeah, it's a 16:9 ratio is what it is. Ideally, the size is going to be 1920 by 1080 is what I would recommend. Is it still not working?
Yep. So I got it on it again.
Okay.
All right. So next up on our list here. Yeah. So back to Wellspring Acres really quick. So yeah, I would definitely get the thumbnails worked out there for that, because, because you want to make sure that is, all taken care of good. I think that when it comes to things like this, where you're showing the devices itself, like the lawnmower maintenance, I would make sure that the lawnmower is more clearly in the image, because this whole thing is about annual lawnmower maintenance, that it's an oil change, and you're focused on the oil change, which is kind of in the right direction, but in a small size, right? Like if we were to take this, oh yeah, you can see the full thumbnails here. You can see the aspect ratio is not right. But if we take this at a small size, you can't really tell, that it's, a gas can and oil there. So because of that, I would focus more on the lawnmower, imagery itself there. But I think in terms of like what you're offering and how you're packaging this up, I think it's okay. But you definitely need some fine tuning there in regards to what you're doing with your thumbnails, what you're focusing on, that sort of thing. And there's other things too. Like here you have turning our compost pile into garden soil. So you can have that type of title, or you can have how to turn your compost pile into garden soil, right? So then that way, if somebody's looking for that, then they can just type in up here, how to turn compost into soil, right? And then here, and you might already be here because I'm interacting with your channel, but we'll see. But then you might show up here as well as getting recommended by YouTube, right? So then that just helps you, via exact match, as long as people respond to your content and search, to where it can also help you get some views, coming in that way. Yeah, so now basically it's acting as an expert Chrome extension developer, and it's doing a deep dive on their project and looking for anything that could cause the extension to not open. And then I told it, Claude built it in the web version, told it, what it is and all that stuff, so it can try to keep all of that synced up. Yep. So we'll take this down for the moment.
Man, I was really hoping it would just nail it.
Yeah, I know, me too.
Right?
Yeah.
Just nail it. First time, boom.
Yeah.
It detects that I'm near.
I know, I think
that's
so.
what it is.
Let's see here. So next up, hey, also Wellspring Acres, just as a heads up, you don't have to put Wellspring Acres into your titles either. Like, your channel name is going to be next to, your videos when, when somebody's, like watching the video and stuff like that. So you don't have to put your channel name in the title.
Mm-hmm.
So next up, we have Ash Silva. Ash Silva uploads when they have time, been on YouTube for a year or more. The type of channel, stuff I did a while back, mostly self-development and promises for my authors when I was a book publisher pre-COVID. And they say, the question is, where do I find synergistic partnerships from editors and other production people, including finders, on a very strategic ideas I'd like to launch a channel on ASAP? So if you're looking for editors and things like that, and you are going to pay them, then in that case, you can hop on to Upwork. You can hop on to Fiverr, Upwork.com, Fiverr.com, YTJobs.com, those types of places. If you're wanting to do synergistic partnerships for editors and other production people that are going to work for free, unless you are really good at pitching your idea, you're probably going to have a really hard time finding people to do that. They're going to be out there. Like, you might find them. But
you try on Reddit, and you can see
yeah,
it's gonna be tough, I think.
Yeah, you can try Reddit, make some posts over there. But yeah, that's that it's a challenge because people, YouTube channels aren't guaranteed and they're very high risk. Roberto Blake in the house. Sith Lord of YouTube in the house. What's up, dude? Hope you're doing great.
Roberto Blake.
So so when it comes to that. It'll be challenging unless you're ready to pay people. But you say, I'd like to start a brand new channel around a new idea that will help everyone from a safety and being prepared for life's little small occurrences and big life affecting emergencies. So looking to JV and welcome strong YouTubers who want to win together on this very strategic idea and opportunity. Yeah. So when it comes to things like this, like I don't know what experience you have with YouTube, but if it's just an idea, then in that case, you're going to have to get a YouTuber, to help with that too, probably. But the challenge when you're asking people to just partner with something when it comes to YouTube is that, YouTube, if you don't know what you're doing, there isn't like a guarantee that it's going to work out. And if you have a bunch of new people that don't know what they're doing, like a new editor, a new, thumbnail person, a new, content creator, that person that's on camera, all that stuff, then, there can be a growing period, right? In terms of like everybody, learning how to do their thing at a level that's effective. And because of that, it can just take time. And I think that, in some cases, I think that, people won't want to commit that amount of time. And I think that it might be challenging to keep people holding on. However, if the idea is good, if you have some experience, and you're good at pitching the idea, you might be able to get some people on board. So I think if you have the vision, and I think that if you believe in the idea, I think that you should pursue it and that you should try to find those people. But just keep in mind that, it's probably going to be challenging, but if you believe in the idea, then you should be ready for that challenge and be willing to accept that challenge and move forward with it. The way I would approach it, if you don't know people, you're just like, hey, I had this idea
then I would take those ideas and I would look for I would pay people to help you build it. I would pay for a video, pay for somebody to shoot the video, or you do the talking head video. I would pay for somebody.
Do a prototype.
Do a prototype. Use ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini to help you put a script together and record it yourself, even if it's on your phone. And if you don't know how to edit, pay a video editor. Because if you're running around trying to get people to, hey, I don't have anything, but I had this idea, and you're pitching this idea to strangers. I mean, that might work for you, but more than likely you're going to end up scammed, or somebody's going to take over the channel, or somebody's going to take your idea and run with it and then just kick you out of it. Just be careful with that if you have an idea. Yeah. I would say you're going to be better off investing the time learning how to do it yourself. If you have the idea, learn how to do the other stuff, because you'll get further faster by really dedicating your time and just saying, I'm going to learn how to do this. And you have just so many different YouTube channels that can help you just do every single thing that you need to do. Figure out how to do it yourself. That way you're going to eliminate any chance of being scammed or somebody taking control of the channel and kicking you out or whatever. There's a million things that can go wrong with that.
Yeah, and again, I think you should pursue it. Like if you believe in the idea, then I think like everything else aside, if you believe in the idea, I think you should go for it. But you just be ready for the for the challenge involved. And I see that on your channel here, 332 videos.
Oh, they have a channel. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, I see on your channel here. You're presenting on camera, and you're doing all that stuff. So you know how to do that sort of thing. So just finding the right people that will believe in that idea, the same way that you do. I see you have a lot of church content here. So the first place that I would start is there.
The church.
Yeah, start with other people that are, that are there with you and that, that feel the same way about things, and try to connect with people there that might, that might be interested in pursuing that venture with you.
Hey Roberto, how you doing, man?
Okay, I think it got it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so basically I came back here, I refreshed this, and then I go up here, I click this. Let me go to an actual, it's all right, we'll just do it. No, let me go to a thing here. So I click this, then it says open workspace. Let's see what happens. So now we have our storyboard here that we were doing earlier. So then here, the whole thing, as I said, I want, a story container, and I want a imagery container. And it did both of those. And you can see here, it looks like a little plus icon to add the next thing. And it also put a number of the story on here, and this is draggable.
Oh, that's cool.
We also have a plus option here. It doesn't have a tooltip, so I'm not sure what it does. A copy icon and a trash icon. So then here, if we just put whatever the story idea is, we come over here, put whatever the imagery idea is, hit plus. Then we got another one, that's number 2.
And you can move them around.
And then now that we have this, let's see if it moves. Bam. Right now that one's number 1. Here, this will be easier if I do it this way. We'll say this one is number 2. This one's number 1. And then we're going to do the same thing down here.
And is it allowing
this one's number 3. And then we're going to take this 3 and we're going to move it to the 2 spot.
Can you drag and drop images into it, or just notes on what?
Yeah, I just said notes, but I mean, that would be an easy upgrade. Basically, I would just go and say, hey, could you make the imagery thing where I could actually drop some sketches in there or something like that, and it would do it. But with this, we also have a naming field up here. So this would be, my big story, right? And then over here, we have an export option where we can click to export it. And then if we export this, and then I'm going to turn this off real quick so I can go find it. Actually, I can do it this way. Oh, no, it's exporting it as a JSON file. So yeah, instead of the JSON file, I would have it exported as a PDF. So I would make that change too. But yeah, I mean, there's a really rough thing of a storyboard.
Bare bones.
Bare bones. Yeah. So for this, who was it that asked for this? Who was it that mentioned it?
I don't know, but they probably left.
Yeah. So the person that mentioned this, are you still here by any chance?
I forget who it was.
If you are still here, send me a DM, and then I'll send this to you. I'll change it. I can take it will just take a few minutes. I'll have it change this to like a PDF that does this. So just shoot me a DM, and then I can send this to you, and then you can just go ahead and use it if you want for your storyboard stuff.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible though, right?
Crazy.
Yeah, pretty incredible. Gregor says he didn't ask for it.
Did.
or did not?
We're gonna send it to you anyway.
Yeah, we'll
Gregor.
send it to you anyway, just to send it to you.
You're getting it. You get it now.
Yeah, Kathy says, yeah. So anybody that wants this, just send me a DM on Twitter. And then, just send me a DM on Twitter. Let me know that you want it. And then what I'll do is I will
Polish it up a little bit.
Yeah, I'll just make some little small modifications to it, and then I can send it to you with instructions on how to put it in there. Yeah, it's pretty wild what it can do. And like that's just like the bare bones, right? So basically it made it and then we got it working. So, with that, from there, you can be like, oh, you know what? I actually want it to look like Post-it notes. And then you can tell it, you know what? Hey, let's change this whole thing to where it all looks like Post-it notes that I can move around.
And you know what?
And then it'll do it.
I want to connect my ChatGPT API to it and help me actually build out the story inside of it.
Yep.
You can do that
and it'll
too.
do it. Yeah, it's wild. Yeah, just what's possible.
Yep. And I'm going to guess that's choosing the color based on device. Because it opened up in dark mode, so I'm guessing it's based on device.
I'm not sure.
I didn't see. Yeah.
I'm not sure. Yeah, normally, like if you're doing this sort of thing yourself and you're trying to build stuff out, you can just let it control the colors, but all the vibe coded stuff looks the same. So I can look at something and I can tell right away it's been vibe coded. But if you want to break outside of that, then going into the project with your own color palette and all that stuff is definitely something that, makes everything look better. You can also, take design inspiration from, like if you hop on Pinterest, for example, and you look for UI design, then you can, and UI is user interface. So if you look for UI design on Pinterest, you can get some really cool ideas and you can drop those into like Photoshop or Canva and you can kind of cut things out and you can just kind of put things in places and kind of get some designs that you like. And you can upload that as design inspiration as well. So yeah, it's pretty wild what you can do with some of this stuff. But on that note, I do want to remind you, if you are a content creator and you are stuck right now, if you are, a new content creator and you're like, man, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this, anything like that, just remember that YouTube does come with a learning curve. And that it is completely possible. You just have to go through the process of learning how to do the things that that you need to do for YouTube. For some people, they have a lot of time to put into it, and they'll have just like natural understandings of some things, and because of that, they might progress a little bit faster. Some people, it might take them longer for whatever reason. But wherever it is that you are in that spectrum, just hang in there. You got this. The stuff is challenging, just like anything else new that you're going to do. YouTube is the same exact way. And if you've been on YouTube for a while and it's still not working, same thing applies, right? You just have to, keep fine tuning things, keep trying to understand your audience, keep trying to work on the things that we talk about during the stream. And with you as well, hang in there. You got this. So everybody have a great rest of your weekend. D?
Yep. Great stream.
Great stream. Make sure that you check out Opus Clip, links to them down in the video description. And make sure you check out other stuff down in the video description too. A bunch of helpful tools. Like you just saw this thing that I made. I got a bunch of other stuff that I've made down there in the description as well. Make sure that you check that out. Everybody have a great rest of your weekend. We'll see you next Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern. And we'll see you next time.